But I have a theory about him.
Welcome back, everyone. Today we're discussing episode 54 of the Play Dicely campaign, Brain Blast, with 3 exclamation marks. We have had a month to figure out what our plan is going forward, and we sure have done it. It's a lie, we haven't. We have one idea, and it's to go talk to the people at DNR Solutions, the monster hunters, and see if they have any extra information about these creatures. If you remember correctly, we're hunting intellect devourers, but we don't know anything about them. We don't know how to tell if they're in a body. We don't know how to fight them. We don't know anything. We don't know anything. And we're a little bit stressed about it. So we go to DNR, and they let Gideon ruffle through some of the old notes they have on creatures, and they do manage to find very, very few, but some notes on intellect devourers. And from this, our characters finally get proper confirmation that a protection from evil and good spell will dispel brains from a body. Thank God. I feel like we needed that piece of information so badly. This is better information than we've gotten so far, and it even has a little drawing of them on there, so we have a visual representation of what these creatures look like now, which is helpful for some spells and things. These notes also state that the previous heroes of Brawl Bar would have also encountered these creatures. It specifically lists Miles Hume and Dan the Paladin as 2 of those people. Miles Hume is the father of Elia Hume, aka Patience, who we have interacted with in the past, but we have no idea how to find her. DNR doesn't know where she is, so. But Dan the Paladin lives relatively close to here. In fact, we've passed by his farm before. It's only about a half-day walk from our keep, so we decide to go check that out. Before we head out there, though, we do a couple more things in Brawl Bar. We chat with the guards to keep an eye out for groups of 4 or 5 people leaving and heading towards Balesville. Maybe those are brained individuals? We don't know. We're just grasping at straws here. We also go to the Arcanet and cash in on some of the money they owe us. We get some spell scrolls, some spell supplies, a bunch of healing potions, and also all the holy water they have. And with all those supplies gathered, we head back out towards Dan the Paladin's farm. And as we get there, we're greeted by Otham, the half-orc, who we met once before, the last time we passed by here. Otham seems really happy to see us, and him and Drax set up a sparring match for later. But in the meantime, we head inside to go meet with Dan himself. And Dan is this super sweet bugbear man. Him and his wife Bernetta live on this little farm together. They're just the sweetest people. They invite us in for dinner. Dan tells us that he's a paladin of Willow, a god of peace. And while he doesn't seem to have a ton of information that we didn't already know about these brains, he tells us about the monastery up in the mountains nearby. The Cinder monks train up in these mountains. And Dan tells us that he has a friend who is the main master in the mountains there, and that he might have more information for us. I don't know that we believe that we can just keep jumping from person to person who may or may not have more information at this point. There is this like ticking clock of the end of the world that I'm kind of constantly thinking about. So we're not gonna go out to those mountains just yet, but maybe in the future? After dinner, Drac and Otham have a little spar. There's no funny business with legendary resistances this time, and genuinely, this whole thing is making it a lot harder for me to distrust Otham, because all of these people seem lovely. Maybe it's just like a cinder monk thing. Maybe they learn legendary resistances in the mountains. He seems nice enough. Dan seems happy. Who am I to interfere? Let him live. It's fine. So we head back home with a renewed sense of purpose. We have a plan. We're gonna go deal with this enclave and then come back and deal with brains afterwards. But before we leave, we should have another chit chat with the Learned Circle just so that we're all on the same page about stuff. So in the morning, we head over to them and explain to them what we think our plan is. And they seem to agree. They say that they'll send a few more spies into Balesville while we're gone and see if they can get any more information about what exactly is going on over there. And now that we know about protection from evil and good, they can periodically cast that on themselves or anyone who comes back from Balesville and try to keep control over this situation. Speaking of which, while we're here, we cast it on all of them. A process which we have dubbed brain blasting, hence the name of the episode. We brain blast each of the members of the Learned Circle and everyone is clear, thank God. I do wonder about where those brains have gone, but can't brain blast everybody, so I'm sure we'll find out someday. The Learned Circle also tells us that just the other day, a big rock fell into a lake near Balesville, and since that happened, a bunch of Argon folk have been reporting feeling those pulses in their chest, which is not like the most ideal thing I've ever heard, but I don't know what that is either. We theorize maybe it's an alumbrite thing. Does that make sense? I don't know. In any case, we don't really have time to deal with this, so just some cool information, I guess. The party, feeling confident about our path forward, head home, and in just a spur of a moment decision, decide to plant one of our beans. So we head out to the forest as we do, and Elwyn plants a bean in the ground. And from it, a structure begins to grow. And at first, I was very excited because I thought it was going to be a treehouse, but no, a big rotting pyramid actually grows. And it's like made of wood and covered in poison ivy and stinging nettle, and just kind of gives off bad vibes. Azaria clocks it as maybe like a druidic mausoleum of sorts. Cool. So we can't leave this here, because we put this in a very popular forest where people get to and from the Wilder. So we head inside of the spooky pyramid, and when we get in there, it's dark and damp, and there is nothing in here except for like viney bush thing at the far end of the pyramid. And as we get closer to it, we notice it's moving, maybe like a cocoon of sorts. And as we're staring at it, a rotten wooden hand dripping in ichor reaches its way out of the bush. And that is where we call the session. If you would like to join us as we fight this ichor druid mummy, you can do so next Sunday, September 3rd at 6 p.m. Eastern on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@playdicely, where we are now streaming from. That is it for this time, my friends. I hope you're staying happy, staying kind, and as always, remembering to play dicely. Goodbye!
Okay, that was not as coordinated as I thought it was going to be. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another Play Dicely live stream. My name is Denny Dicely, and I'm going to be your game master this evening. But as per the usual, I'm not alone. I am joined by our usual cast and collection of friends. Let's say hello to the lot of them. Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Where did Christy go?
I thought she was about to sit down, but I was wrong.
Deception.
Deception 100.
He said that as I was actively like sitting down in the toilet, and I was like, "Who are you seeing?"
I thought you walked behind me.
He didn't
I'm
lie.
like, I am not out
Who
here.
walked behind me then?
You were
Someone
technically about to sit down then.
I was like,
He knew.
I am, but no one else is here. I hope.
Right.
Like,
Wrong chair. My bad.
I don't need all of YouTube watching me pee.
You don't got a mic in
So-
there? Alright.
That would be so funny. Come on in.
Oh, God.
He takes 82 piss damage.
Oh, no.
Nice.
Welcome back, everybody. We've been gone for a while.
We're back, baby.
Firstly,
Good energy.
I want to thank all of you guys. Of course, we're missing Adam here today. He won't be back for a couple of sessions still.
Ever.
but
No, just kidding.
No.
He hates us. He lies.
I love Adam.
of course.
Adam, we
Um,
miss you.
We do.
But I just want to thank you guys for dealing with the last little while, with I've been sick, brain's been a little fried and whatnot, so I appreciate you guys dealing with all the time schedule changes, and to everybody out there too, thank you for keeping up with us even so with the turbulence. But yeah, we're back here tonight, episode number 55. And due to upcoming continued schedule ifness, we're going to be playing next Saturday as well, by the sounds of things. So you get your back-to-back this time around. So yay, the waits have paid off. Anybody got any announcements?
No?
No.
All right, then we'll just toss it over to Ryan for the Timmy. Timmy.
You know how it is. Timmy, hey, we gotta thank our boy. So, if you're listening to the music in the background right now, I'm sure you are. That's from our boy Timmy Tabletop over at the website tabletopaudio.com. You can sacrifice a $5 item to the gods, and you'll be able to afford his music for a month. That is how it is done. With all that said and done, go check out his website. And back to you, Denny.
Well, thank you, Ryan, for that. The link should be coming up in the chat right about now, so be sure to go check that out and get yourself some music for your own tabletop games. But I otherwise don't have anything much more to add. Yeah, so would you guys like to play D&D?
I don't
Beat him
remember
in.
how.
All right.
If
great,
I
so-
must.
Oh, yes. Also, Logan's joining us from his not usual location, so thank you, Logan, for joining us. All right, everybody switch on
you look
Baldur's
like
Gate.
God.
Here we go.
You do
Look like
look
God
like
above
God.
us right
Yeah.
Give me your $5 and we'll grant you access to Timothy's audio.
$5 or a $5 item, because that's what
Yeah.
Ryan said, and I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever
You know
works.
what? $5
stop?
item. That sounds more fun.
Okay. Here, you can have this water cup.
Couldn't
Oh,
have
yeah.
this bag of nibs
This,
before I ate it.
this fake plant from the dollar store.
I
Oh
present
wow, that
to
works,
you
Logan.
the best candy of the season, candy corn.
Oh wait, I have the candy
What is
pumpkins.
wrong with you?
It's way too
Sorry,
early.
I'm out of
also.
here.
It's the return to the candy debate.
Oh god.
I got the candy pumpkins.
Yeah, you got the pumpkins.
God, I'm so
Yeah.
underprepared.
That's because it's September. We don't need to be thinking about this yet.
You really
That's
don't.
true. That's true.
Doesn't matter.
Think
Saw it when
yourselves.
it's the season.
Is the season.
All right. Well then, where we left off in our last session, the party went over to D&R Solutions to see if they could collect any more information on intellect devourers, which they collected a very small amount of information, but information that was pretty crucial. They got confirmation that protection from evil and good spell would actually cast out an intellect devourer from somebody who was taken over, and that also apparently the heroes of Robar had encountered them. And by extension, Dan the Paladin, who was still alive though in old age, and actually didn't live far away from where the Seekers now based themselves. So after running to the Arcanet and collecting a whole bunch of supplies from the credit that the Arcanet owed them, including a heck of a lot of holy water, the party went out to the farmhouse of Dan the Paladin and his wife Bernetta, and also encountering the orc-human farmhand Otham, whom Drac then also arranged a second sparring with. After a nice evening, having dinner, and Drac showing some quite improvement since the last time Otham and him had fought, the party returned to Brobar, did some brain blasting on the Learned Circle, confirming that none of them were actually being piloted by intellect devourers, and finalized their plan to go to the Wilda Glen Enclave as opposed to Balesville. But before they've headed out, one more magic bean had been planted in the nearby forest, and from it, a pyramid made of sickly roots and vines constructed itself here. And the party stepped inside, where they felt undead presence and a cocoon on the far wall. And from it, a hand plunged from this, looking woodly in texture and dripping of ichor. And that's where we return to now. So
I forgot how unpleasant it was because I hadn't written anything down for that, and I was like, oh, it's just like an evil pyramid. I was like, oh, the hand.
I texted Denny after I did the recap because I completely forgot this whole thing happened, and then re-listening to it for the recap, I was like, this is spooky.
Yeah.
I don't remember any of this.
It's Halloween.
Little early Halloween episode for y'all.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, a lot of you stand here in this pyramid as this hand now rips open this, like, cocoon made out of, like, vines and bramble and plummets to the floor in a heap. This humanoid shape. And what appeared to have been like their hand was made out of wood, it more looks like that thin sheets of bark had been, like, draped over the skin at some point in the far distant past, and it's now, like, seeping with sap and that ichor that you'd seen. Almost like this was like a bark-like bandaging over the skin. Like they were afflicted with burns or something like that. Drat, can I have you make a perception check?
Yeah, bud. Oh, wow. 32?
That's a fucking good roll.
Pretty good roll.
In spots of this humanoid where there is very little skin visible, you can kind of see that it's not exactly burns, but you're a bit more familiar with this type of affliction. It looks like it was more like they'd been frostbitten, like sometime in the far distant past. But a lot of this bark coating kind of covers that now. And they stand up from this crumpled position they've been in. They're very clearly undead. Like there is mold and fungus that kind of grows about them. And this grand, like, this greater mushroom that kind of, like, covers the eyes and kind of crowns out. And they're feminine in their figure, but incredibly thin, terribly gaunt. And as a lot of you kind of stand there taking this in, they say, those of you who recognize Sylvan, when are we?
Just when are we?
When are we at?
In
Never.
Sylvan. What a weird question. In Sylvan, I'll respond, whatever year it is, because I can't remember.
Yeah, 52 EOA, or is it 51 EOA? In any case, you picked the right one because I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah.
I should have a sticky note around for that.
I think it's 51
Yes, I think you're right.
because next year it's like the 50th anniversary of my village.
Ah, perfect.
I think. Yeah.
These numbers aren't familiar to me. When is the plague still around?
Like, not that I know of.
And their attention kind of snaps jerkily between each of you as if they're just like looking at you without eyes. They just this like fungal crown, and their lack of eyesight lingers on Azaria.
You are one of the druids, are you not?
Yes.
And they're clearly not used to walking yet, but they like slowly take a few steps towards you and continue to speak.
Are you aware how many moons have passed since the druids, since they've imprisoned me? I seek, pound for pound, injustices. Who leads you now? Who leads you now?
Don't know.
Make a persuasion check.
I'm so good at those. $19? Almost as good as I can do.
And they like sit in that sentence for a moment, kind of like trying to purse through your honesty.
You really don't know. How?
Can I have you make a wisdom check? Wisdom save, sorry. Azaria?
I'd prefer not, but yeah, I'd really prefer not.
There's like a vibration
Add
in the
4.
air. Add 4.
Add 4 to that.
Well,
Still not great, but still, just so I don't forget.
there is this sensation of vibration in the air, like cicada wings are just fluttering amidst the branches and roots that make up this pyramid. And the rest of you get shivers. Azaria, it almost is like a strange, like migraine that almost comes about. You get the sense that they've just kind of peered into your mind.
There are very few now. The pound for pound will be much easier to achieve then. And you will take me to them.
I think not. And as I say that, I will use one of my like wild shaped things to cause my starry form to take place. As like this chalice appears on the back of my cloak.
I cast protection from evil and good on Azaria.
I'm going to allow one action during that instance as we're now rolling for combat.
Let's go!
One action each?
No. Azaria initiated combat.
Cool, sounds good.
Fair
All right.
enough.
So let me take us over to the... as Azaria's starry form comes to, this individual clearly like recognizes like the hostility to this, and it almost feels like this pyramid comes to life somewhat as things begin to emerge from the walls.
Oh, more than one thing. No.
Oh, I
Nice.
can't see shit. Denny, I do have dark vision now.
That's true. Can I have you drag yourself onto the board?
I'm already on the board. Should I grab a new me?
Yeah, grab a new you. Grab the
me.
new you.
Oh wow, look at me. I can see things.
Okay, I can't. Am I not on this board?
Drag
Denny,
yourselves
I can-
on.
Denny, I don't mean
To
to alarm
where?
you, but I can see the stuff for that character.
Where did they go?
Like the
That's
tooltip
outside.
that you put on it shows up when I hover over it as well.
Oh, well, that's fun.
Same here.
That's
yeah,
unfortunate.
you can just click it to not be on show. That one is universal. That setting you can't change to be like per player.
Damn, that's
Yeah, I
so
know.
unfortunate.
It is,
All right.
but
Well,
you can
It
still
should be
keep
good
it
now.
on the character sheet. You just can't
Yeah.
like display it at a glance, unfortunately.
that's okay. All right. But let me get the tool track initiative tracker up here.
Tool track.
Oh, right, it's already rolled up initiative for both
I
Dave and I.
can't see anything anymore. What happened?
Oh, good, it went through. Hell yeah.
Veggie pygmy.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the thing.
Yep, the veggie pygmies.
Sure.
All right then.
You know what else is bad? Mummies.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
The Mummy is my favorite movie, so
Oh, we're gonna be fine then.
Bisexual awakening right there.
yeah.
Anyone got a cat on them?
Ellen does, technically.
I can become one.
so
Oh, there you go.
I got a
Okay, so we'll just throw Azaria at the mummy and it'll be fun.
Memmy.
Mama.
Oh yeah, I should roll initiative.
I do recommend it.
Abe rolled godly initiative.
Anthony, why do I always have to see your fucking dice? I don't understand.
What?
I feel like whenever you roll, I see your dice for some reason.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know why.
All right.
Wow,
Well-
I rolled so fucking bad.
Oh, I'm gonna turn the music down. It's a little loud.
I still don't know what I think my plan is here.
Fuck shit up.
All right.
Yeah.
So first up in the initiative order is Abe, who has just
Fighter-Man.
such a wonderful vantage point right here.
So good at initiative, my boy. I'll just do the big sword man, big sword plan. That's
yes.
that's what we're doing.
Also, Ryan's controlling Abe for. the
I am
audience.
Abe today. So how does this man work? We're gonna click steam powered.
How's man's is this?
How did it do? That's a classic Abe roll if I've ever seen it. I'll use my UA Great Weapon Fighter ability. When you hit a creature with a heavy weapon as part of an attack action, you can cause the weapon to deal extra damage equal to my proficiency. I can do it once per turn, so it's an extra 4 damage for 17.
Ah, yes. I was like, for some reason, I thought you got the 13 to hit. I was like, what? Okay.
No worries, I got 2 more swings for you. We're going whap. Oh, hello. Whap.
Sorry. So you said that was 17?
Yeah, 17.
Okay, great.
Abe coming in with another big slap of 26 to hit.
Yep.
Jesus, Adam, this character. I roll like shit. All right, this is Abe. This is Adam. The force of Adam is flowing through me. It's another 17 damage for you. Level 11
Has
fighter.
Adam even had like a session where he's just had a shitty combat? Like I can't remember.
I
if he
don't
had.
think so.
Well, it's almost like he built himself to be like a really good fighter or something.
I did. So did I.
Well, I mean, he also has the dice rolls to back it up.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. It's like about the dice more so.
Gotcha.
But hey, everybody. Level 11 fighter has this neat little ability. I don't know if you know this or not, but I'm gonna swing again.
Wow.
Insane.
So that's I think that's a 14 to hit. Yes, it is. That's probably not a hit.
That is not a hit.
Okay. Well, that's fine. 34 damage ain't too shabby.
As
No, it's all right.
It's alright, I guess.
As Abe cleaves through this being, it's like he cuts through the arm and it falls off, and then like quickly like roots and fungal growth like begin to like catch it midair and reattach it, and same kind of thing across the chest, and it reseals up. And
Can I just say I'm loving your flavor on this creature?
well, thank you.
You're very welcome. I know what this fucker is, but I ain't metagaming, so.
Is Abe gonna do anything else on his turn?
I mean, I could just do the fun fighter maneuver where the full fighter experience turn 1, but
I'd like to give myself a chance to attack.
I'd like Denny to get to play the game a little bit, so I'll end my turn.
Wow, so kind of you.
I'm a GM at heart, you know. I'll end my turn.
All right. It is now the Vegapigme's turn, and he's gonna scoot over here,
Wait, it's cute.
and it's gonna do a slingshot over at a Derek.
No, don't do it.
He's just a little guy.
And guess what I'm gonna use? I'm gonna use my freaking candy corn dice.
Oh my god, you have candy corn dice. That's wicked.
Illegal.
Dude,
What if
You're
you
gonna miss.
accidentally eat a dice?
Careful.
I got 4. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
That is going to be a 22 to hit.
Fuck. Yeah, that hits. Is this a ranged attack,
Sorry.
Denny?
It sure is.
I'm going to reaction deflect missiles because I can do that.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm almost a real monk now.
Let's go.
Oh shit! Can you
Roll
stun
that
yet?
D10. No. Oh, cool. I rolled a 1. So yeah, roll damage and let me know.
Yeah, that's going to be 4 bludgeoning damage.
Oh, I reduce it to 0.
Would you?
There's 1 plus dex.
Would you like
plus-
to throw it back?
No, I'm just gonna catch it.
So as
It just comes out. And just...
yeah, it just like slings this like little ball of like thorns at you, and you catch it and just drop it because it's a little spiky, but
Yeah.
easy. And she's like, and that will be where it
I
goes.
can't attack this thing. It's so silly.
It's now
It's
Elwin's
so
turn.
cute.
Elwin, can you attack it?
I don't want to. I want to befriend it. Look at this guy.
It's a
Oh my
fucking murloc.
God. I'm going to cast. Man, I don't feel like I was prepared for combat today. I'm going to cast this new spell that Elwin actually invented in the last few weeks. We've just never used it up to this point. But I will target. I don't even really know if it works, but I'm going to target this undead man right here with a cerebral shock.
Whoa.
Cerebral shock.
Cerebral shock. Which is a DC 19 charisma save.
All right, charisma
Garbage rolls
save.
though.
That's going to be a 23.
All of us try to
charisma.
open the description.
Charisma?
23 charisma. Yep.
I didn't expect it to be. So it takes half damage.
Okay.
It's a very handsome undead.
So 15.
Oh, interesting.
So reduced to 7.
Oh, very interesting.
Withers from Baldur's Gate vibes.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, fascinating. And I
Withers
said,
hot?
I'm
No?
upset. Depends who you ask.
Yeah, true.
Oh,
I will-
actually, that wouldn't have mattered. Never mind. Continue.
Bonus action, share intuition with Azaria. I just feel like you're maybe a target here, but I'm only giving you 1 die. 9! Look at that. I don't
Wow.
always roll very well for
Nice.
you.
All right. Anything on your turn, Elwin? Anything more, I should say.
What else do you want from me? Action, bonus action?
Movement?
No, I'm done. I don't know where I'd go. I think it's fine. I'll just stand here.
Then
I don't know if I
Azaria.
trust this layer.
Azaria, you are up.
Awesome. I will use a bonus action to give Nell help on attacking this druid thing. I was like, I think maybe if we focus on the big one, the little things might disappear. And I'm just gonna shoot at it.
All right. Jesus Christ,
The
these-
26 hit.
Yeah, that's a hit. I'm like, I've made way too much description for these attacks.
So it'll take 20 damage. Some amount of that. Or it's all radiant now. So I don't use real ammo anymore.
20 radiant.
Extra,
And
extra attack. Does a 19 hit it?
a 19 does hit.
It takes another 9 radiant.
So as you're blasting into this thing, you're noticing that despite being undead in nature, it doesn't seem like this is doing extra. But it is... It's still an effective attack. It's just not, the divine light burning away the undead kind of thing.
And that is it for my turn. I think I will stay in between everyone so things can get to them first.
All right, very good. That brings us to Drac then.
Oh, actually, no,
Ooh.
wait. No, because I could. Is it a bonus action to use my boots? Yeah, find.
I believe it's one or the other, probably.
Oh, whatever. I'll stay here for now.
Okay, yeah,
I'll
you
figure it.
find out that information. All right, so then we will go to Drac.
It's while you wear the boots.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it just
Yeah,
like
that sounds like-
recharges over time.
yeah. I'll fly 30 feet up then.
Let's go.
Very well. Fantastic. So Azaria's 30 feet in the air. We go over to Drac.
All right. Drac will. Ba-ba-bum. Drac will. Let's see. Sorry, I have so many things I can do now that I do just quickly need to look at stuff.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It has been a bit.
It's been a while.
I was just flipping through my notebook trying to find my reactions page where I wrote down all the different reactions I have. Where am I? What's happening? What is combat?
All right. Bonus action, Drac will bend down, slam his fists together as bolts of lightning shoot out of his back and lightning wings erupt. So he'll do his draconic flight. And then for his action, I will cast we'll go Spirit Guardians at 4th level.
Okay.
That is a 15-foot, I believe. Is it 15 or is it 10? No, it's 15.
And I'm assuming wisdom
Yeah.
saving throw, correct?
It's when they start their turn in there
Okay.
or enter it.
Right.
And then I will just move down slightly. Just to
All right.
make it difficult. But I will fly up in the air because it's a 15-foot, radius around me.
Sorry, how far in the air are you flying? 10?
Yeah, I think 10 feet sounds about right.
Okay.
So I'll mark that. That will end my turn.
All right. At the end of your turn,
Good.
let's do. Right. So, the individual that's standing there now have had a few hits into it, and it's just been kind of like gauging what it's up against. And then it begins to utter these ancient sounding words that almost just like feel like they're meant to leech vitality. And
Love that.
I need Drac, Nell, Abe, the three of you to make Constitution saving throws. Don't forget to add Nell's.
11.
One second. My fucking roll 20 just decided to lock out.
Ah, hell yeah. Christy, you're muted.
Oh,
Why'd you do that?
wait. I have to do math. 1 second.
The frick? What is happening?
The right.
My roll 20 is trolling me.
Hey, Denny. How does 31 sound?
Oh my god.
I think you'll be fine.
Can you sauce me some of that?
I already gave you my +4. What else do you want from me?
Another plus 10 would be great.
I would
I
love
think
that.
you can afford it.
It's on you.
What? I'm getting trolled by my roll 20 right now.
No worries. Would
Roll
somebody...
a real die.
Yeah. I'll tell you how much
I'll roll
you
a
add.
real die for you if you want.
Like I don't have Abe's numbers on my screen right now.
Oh, it's
Oh.
Abe?
No, like
Mine
I rolled a
actually
natural
says-
20 for Abe.
I tried to open Abe's and it's like, sorry, your session has expired. Let me refresh this.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Yikes.
roll
It
20
also
is-
did that to me.
Yeah, like I'm getting booted off roll 20 as we speak.
Uh-oh. Is
Wow.
roll 20 dead?
I think roll 20 might be crashing as we speak.
I think we might have killed roll 20.
We may have done it.
Too much.
But like rolls are working.
I can't
Mine
even
seems fine.
log in right now.
Yeah, Logan just rolled.
Yeah, I rolled a d4.
My
Oh,
DM
frick.
account is trying to log back in.
Huh.
Okay, no, I'm in now.
Just log back out and log back in, Ryan.
That's what I'm doing. Well, I'm trying to do it.
Okay, well,
Whee!
And I do remember my password this time.
all right.
Oh.
Well, I rolled a die for Abe and I got a natural 20, so
Of course. When rolling for Abe.
They'll probably
everything
be
goes
fine.
well.
Yeah.
When rolling for myself, I get a 7.
Moral of the story, we should all just play Abe's.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's all
Everybody
Abe's.
play
Wow.
Abe. Abe's got a +11 to his attack. So
Yeah, no, my roll 20 just logged me out again.
Huh.
What
Yeah.
do heck?
All right, well,
no, what do?
the show
I guess
must
we
go
win.
We did it.
Fuck yeah, that was so easy. I didn't even
All
get to
right.
have a turn yet.
Who out there cast the wish spell to wish that this combat would stop? Now listen here. I have some things to
Yeah,
say.
down, whippish, snappish.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah,
That
like
is-
I just can't even sign in.
Yeah. That is so disappointing.
Yes.
Hmm.
This is I don't have the authorization.
There are quite a few
Oh.
reports on Down Detector about Roll20, so
Very well. Oh, I don't have the right. Oh, I don't have the right.
You don't have the right.
I have the people of Elden Ring would say. Big door, can't go through it.
You have no maidens.
No maidenless. Oh, you don't have the right.
Oh.
Oh well.
All right.
I know
so,
Gideon stats.
so what we do now is just stop mid combat and have after party. Hi everybody.
Oh god,
So-
I haven't written any questions.
We're 5 turns in to this combat. How's everybody feeling?
Pretty great.
So,
Yeah.
so good.
So what's
Yeah,
the
it was
name
great.
of this episode, guys?
yeah.
Roll 20 is
Roll 20 is down. What do we do?
Yeah. Sounds like a
Big
plan.
mummy.
Mummy, sorry. Mummy, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh boy. I have no idea what's happening with Roll 20. Oh, let's behave now.
Did you manage to log in?
I got to the same spot I did last time, but then
Well,
it
I
kicked
didn't.
me
I
out
didn't
last
even
time.
get. I didn't get anywhere. I just got the. Oh, you don't have the right. No authorization. This is your account. But
Well, that's because you're trying to party. That's what you have the right for. You don't have the right for roll 20.
I got the right. I just want to
For
roll
me,
dice.
it's just the characters that aren't rolling. Like all the items are loading. So.
It's really sad that I spent so much money on
Everything
a
looks fine on
computer
mine.
to fight
Yeah.
God, and I can't even log into Roll20.
I can roll my character stuff too. I roll badly, but
Yeah. I'm
Keep
gonna
it
do
up,
a test
Logan.
Roll.
Fuck.
Why do I have to see your dice? I don't
Well,
understand.
no, look at that save though.
Oh, it's
Oh,
gorgeous.
I wasted a crit fail. You wasted a critical.
The universe balance itself out. Hoy, roll 20. Why?
I mean, can we just keep going theater of the mind?
I
or-
logged in.
Okay.
Okay, can I get to the game
I, in this time, I've actually killed the main guy, so.
Well, you
That's
see,
fine.
Anthony, we could continue Theater of the Mind. However, I've also logged back in. Quick, turn on the music.
though? I have to get into the game though. The game is not loading yet, so hold on.
Well, if I can get in, you probably can get in, or you don't have the right.
I don't think I have the right.
Okay.
I'll pilot Gideon, who's piloting Abe.
Please.
All right. Well, in the meantime, Nell and Abe, of course, did save. Drac, you receive 2 levels of exhaustion.
Is this a spell?
No. This is a legendary action.
Oh god, a legendary action? What?
Yep.
Okay.
And it looks like
Cool.
Drac, like tendrils of like green energy like are pulled from your essence and like they fly down to this creature and it just seems to bolster itself a little bit with your vitality.
Oh, that does not feel good.
And once we get confirmation on whether Ryan's able to get back into Roll20, Gideon,
Working.
you're on deck, or would you like to hold your turn?
Can I possibly hold my turn?
Not a worry. Yeah, so before we hop back up to top of initiative, you can just declare yourself at some point and we'll throw you in.
Probably just gonna shoot the mummy, but that's fine.
Unfortunately, the next creature to go are the Blighted Woodwights. Or, no, Woodwoads. Woodwoads.
Woach? Do they have holy juice?
Holy juice.
A Woodwoad.
Holy juice?
Woodwell Wilson?
That one.
Wilson.
So one approaches Gideon, one approaches Elwyn. The one that's approaching Elwyn, I'm just going to roll the Guardians.
He's got to make a wisdom save.
I have arrived in the game.
Very well, you will go up next.
Exciting. I will not hold my turn. In fact, me and this blighted Woodwoad are both 16.
Woodwoad. Damn it.
Did he make a wisdom save?
Yes, the wisdom save is 12.
That's a failure.
Fail will.
So its speed is halved in the area,
Yep.
and it takes 4d6 necrotic damage. Or no, not necrotic. I'm doing radiant. Sorry.
Yeah, it's all good.
8, 12, 16 radiant damage.
Oof. Big chunky number.
Big chunky. Oh wait, no, I'm a fool. Sorry, it's 4d8, not 46.
Yep.
I'm a fool, Denny.
Well, come on, get it together. Don't be a fool.
Throwing my dice. I'm sorry. Okay, 8, 12. That's hilarious. The same number.
Wow. Okay, so what was that number again?
16.
16. Okay. Fantastic. So as this, it almost looks like a humanoid, like armored up in like wood. Like they are just like as if somebody had made themselves plate mail out of bark and like stumps of wood and stuff, but there's also like branches here and there that just kind of jut out in sharp angles. And then inside, in what might be like a visor of wood, there are 2 points of red light. The dragons of Drax tear through some of it, and just light flashes out as if like scraping across, like sparks coming off of a like a grinder. And as it approaches element, it's gonna go for an attack as it lifts a club over its head.
Eek.
That's going to be a 16 to hit Elwyn.
Not anymore, baby.
Ooh. But it will go one more time. And that one's going to be a 24.
Yeah, well, that one hit it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that won't work.
For 16 points of bludgeoning damage. I rolled the attack roll beforehand with my physical 20. So I was like, I'm not going to roll 4d4. I'm going to click the button.
That's fine. Okay, cool.
But I should remember I have the button option. Makes things faster. The other one on Gideon will do the same two things. And now that I'm aware of my button, let's go for the attacks. First one is a 24 to hit for 17 damage.
Yeah.
And the second's 11 to hit.
All right, sorry. So how much was that first hit? 20 damage?
24 to hit, 17 damage.
Oh, 17 damage. Jeez Louise. Ow. I didn't feel too good.
All right. That is their turn. Gideon, you are up.
In response to being hit, Gideon will impale this thing with his bayonet on his rifle. Or he's going to try. Please. How do we do? Oh, why do I have advantage? I don't have advantage. I missed. I assume. This thing doesn't have 12 AC?
No, it does not.
Well, I'll try again with that second dice roll of 16.
It is still a miss, unfortunately.
Son of a bitch! I will go to normal and I will try again to swipe with my bayonet. Good lord.
Oh boy. Yeah, that is also unfortunately not a miss. As Gideon, you're just like spearing into this thing, and the wood, despite looking like fragile and decayed, like is quite firm and like not easily pierced.
Very well. Well, I'm going to do the fighter maneuver because I would like to hurt this thing at least once this turn.
Yep.
So I'm going to try and poke it real good. Please.
Axe and Sword.
Critical hit!
Nice.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about, baby. So that's... damn, I rolled real good on that dice roll, too. 14 plus 5. 19 slashing damage from my +1 adamantine bayonet. I'm going to choose to impale it on the end of my rifle.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use my second attack to fire whilst it is impaled on the end of my rifle to eliminate the close range flaw of my rifle.
Yes.
So
Cool.
let's fucking do it. I told y'all this gun's really neat. So with that said and done, I'm going to choose to make it a sharp shot as well. So we will take the -5 benefit, or -5 curse, to attempt to make this a spicy one. Please don't mess me up on this, gamer. 21 to hit.
That'll
For a
hit.
spicy 18 radiant damage after the sharp shot addition.
Ooh. As you found your mark of just a sweet spot to stab through the wood, and then your rifle begins to like glow with this light, and then just boom, this loud splintering of wood as you just kind of explode a portion of the center of this wooden creature away. It's still standing.
As the I assume the impale goes away after I shoot, so as a response to that, Gideon will use his quick draw ability to quickly pull his pistol out of his pocket and shoot it as his rifle comes free of the creature.
Nice.
Here goes nothing. Of course.
And just as you were getting into the flow of things, you pull out the pistol and it jams.
Son of a bitch.
Have a point of inspiration, Gideon.
It's not a Gideon fight if his gun doesn't jam at least once, right?
It's true.
So he'll once again, as you have heard many times before, click and you go, really now? And then he's gonna spend a grit point while he's raging at his weapon to attempt to fix it as a bonus action by doing gunslinger things. Please, Tinker Tools, don't mess me up. Oh, thank you.
Huge.
So Gideon probably drops his Winchester on the ground and just grabs his Tinker Tools with the second quick draw and just quickly.
Give me a second.
Yep, and that's my turn. If that wasn't the most Gideon fucking turn I've ever rolled, oh god,
It
welcome
truly
back,
was.
guys. Fuck.
Jeez.
Oh,
Welcome back.
thanks, guys. Glad to be here, baby. I'm here for the feels and the vibes.
All right. At the end of Gideon's turn, the druid mummy kind of like spazzes out for a second and like brings its arm over its own head and like destroys that mushroom crown that had been growing over its face, kind of revealing like it had kind of peeled away a portion of its own head doing so. But you can now see voids that had been its eyes, and they glow this sickly green. Moving forward.
Fucking cool.
Moving forward, there's going to be an interesting new bit. But next up, how do I do that? Change that. Pop. Joining the fray in the nearby trees that are kind of growing within this space, there are spiders that have been skittering about.
Oh my god.
Tell me
I'm gonna
more.
Let's just leave and throw a big bomb in the middle of this thing and then
For real though, I'm considering setting this whole place on fire.
Yeah, I think we could do that.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
Oh my god, that's so many
Only I can
spiders.
start forest fires. actually.
That's
We
true,
can
actually.
start.
I do
Alright.
have a firebomb. I'm a good doing.
Yeah.
And
let's just
amidst the spiders that are crawling around in these trees, there are 5 that are a bit bigger than the others and also a little bit more red. And they're about the size of a human hand. And Drac, the two over
Hi.
here, you suddenly notice that like these shots of webbing are coming at you. Let me
All
just...
4 of those spiders need to make wisdom saves.
That is true. The spiders do need to make wisdom saves.
Failed save, they take 17 points of radiant damage.
And success means half, right?
Yep.
Oh, that's fun. Bop, 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 bop.
Let's go!
Oh,
Let's
perfect.
go, Spirit Guardian.
Damn
baby.
spiders out of here!
And this one over here attempts to shoot a web at you. And, well, let's see if it actually hits. Oh, that's funny. Well done, Jack. That was very, very good. Okay. Will
Best way
a
to deal with a rat swarm.
23 to hit?
Oh my god, yeah, that hits me.
All right. As suddenly this like line of web just shoots and hits you like in the chest, and
Is
like
this a ranged attack that deals damage or no?
no.
Okay.
The funny part is it then like via this web like it connects to it and it begins
Yeah.
zipping towards you via this web it just shot, goes into the aura of your spirit guardian and just pop!
16 points of radiant damage on fail. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
it's just gone. Okay.
They had 2 hit points.
Oh hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's
No,
just
the
like-
spiders are out of
That's
initiative now.
disgusting, actually. It's so sticky now.
But next up is the druid mummy.
Wisdom save.
Yes, they do so with advantage.
Okay. 18 points of radiant damage on a fail.
Okay, 27 to save.
Okay. Yeah, whatever, dude.
28 was your damage, you said?
18.
18.
I wish I could roll 28 damage.
That'd be fucking wicked.
Yeah.
All right.
I can barely roll that to hit. Despite my bonus.
Mm-hmm. And its movement speed is halved regardless.
Indeed. It will. Yeah, it might better do that one. All right. And it begins conjuring some magic as it like kind of does these quick motions and these whispered words that almost seep into everybody's brains. It then like expels out this like aura of anti-life. Anybody within 10 feet of it, you're pushed to 10 feet away and you cannot approach.
I'm 10 feet away and up. So I don't think I'm within 10 feet of it, right?
No.
Okay.
I'll just add it a little radius. Let's make that a different color so we don't confuse it with Anthony's. All right. Abe is pushed there. Now you're pushed here. Azari is up
Hello.
in the air. Drax up in the air. All right. And it moves this way. And that's as far as it can go because of the speed halving.
What are you going over there for?
That is the end of its turn.
What's it building over there?
This individual over here actually has to go around.
Oh, that's good to know. Nothing can approach it.
Just big, scary.
And this creature here it'll go into melee with Abe. And this thing, as it approaches Abe, it's like made of like vines. It is just an amalgamation of disgusting plant life that has formed into this humanoid shape. But then the vines of it begin to like extend out from itself and kind of slither across the ground and just cause this area of snaking vines and tripping hazards. So we've got...
Sir, you need a wet floor sign for that? It's not workplace safe. It's not
This is a
OSHA
health
compatible.
violation.
It's a workplace violation.
Yeah.
As that area around it is now difficult terrain. And it's
Oh
going
my
to
god,
attempt
there's a
to
lot
act.
going on.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of circles on this map.
Oh yes, everybody's got their circles. And it's going to attempt to attack Abe. With a 16 to hit.
That is a miss.
That is a miss. And that'll bring us on down to Nell.
Why?
You're
A
here
century
too?
ago. Yeah, I was actually creeping towards the door. So, a century ago, Rhea gave me help to do something.
Yes,
What
to,
was it?
to attack the mummy.
The druid.
Okay. Does that have to be like a melee or attack, or can it just be any?
I don't think it has to be. No, it doesn't have to be melee. I help Gideon all the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just have to make an attack roll, so it can't be something where they do a saving throw.
Right on. Well, I guess I will try and chaos bolt it. I'm gonna use my inspiration because me and spells, there's such a good chance that it's just not gonna work. So
You already have help, though.
You have help. That's it.
I'm stupid.
Yeah.
I'm stupid.
You're not stupid.
No,
You'll be
there's
nice.
too many rules in this game.
I'm casting at third. Will be
Okay.
able. Ow, my cat's leaving. He hates Chaos Bolt.
He is Chaos Bolt. Go, Reggie.
Yeah.
Reggie, famously.
Cool. So 24 to hit.
Oh yeah, that'll hit.
Okay. So
What type of damage is it?
that's a great question. Let me roll some d8s, and I will let you know. I wonder what he's worse against. I'm gonna say lightning damage. I just have to see how many. 1d6 extra. Okay.
Oh, sorry, Nell.
Yeah.
I forgot to do this at the start of your turn. Can I have you roll a Constitution saving throw as well?
Okay. I rolled the exact same thing I did last time, so that's a 31.
All right, continue.
All right. 14 lightning damage. That's not very good. I rolled bad.
14, okay. Right, and it's gonna... The anti-life circle stays up. Okay.
Ooh, with
Anything more in-
concentration.
Anything more on your turn now?
I don't think I can do anything else. Not really. No, I'll just move here so that Elowen can maybe have advantage if she goes against that guy.
When she goes to swing,
Weapon?
I don't know. Whatever, who cares?
pulls a big ass sword off your back. Here we go.
All right, that brings us back to the top of initiative with Abe. I need...
Ryan. It's going.
Yeah, shit.
I'm gonna need Abe to make a Constitution saving throw.
Abe make a Constitution saving throw. I say non-braggadociously because I know what being braggadocious does to saving throw rolls. It's 15.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Abe is rolling as Gideon. So
Yeah, that threw me off for a second. I was like, are you using your stats? But yeah, I'm sure you're fine.
yeah, Gideon has a +2 to con saves.
Abe is now restrained as suddenly...
Wait, indomitable. Niggas, I failed. Oh, he has like a double clicky thing. That's a lot better.
That is a lot better. Abe continues as normal.
Abe is Aben still.
He be Aben. All right, he may proceed with his turn.
Let's fucking go. Oh boy, am I gonna lay a smack down on you now. Oh, I looked at this man's character sheet while I was waiting for this turn again. So, at the start of my turn, I'm going to use my level 3 samurai ability to Fighting Spirit to grant myself advantage on all attack rolls this turn. And then I'm going to start schwanging, shall we? So we got this, what is this freaky looking bundle of branches in front of me here?
The vines?
The vines. So attack number 1 with steam powered axe is a crit. Oh, let's fucking go for
Oh boy,
29 damage. And I will just.
I'm gonna stop you right there.
Okay.
As Abe
Was dead already? What the
as
hell?
Abe meets woods, axe meets forest, easily dispatches freaking vine creature, and just the vines just fall into a puddle, and anything of them that was animated now just like lies limp on the ground.
You see, Abe gets like this, just this aura of calm around him, despite the carnage he is gonna rack. He goes to fight the one that is fucking up my boy right now, and we're gonna attack
convenient.
with advantage. Hey, he's my boy. He would
This
do
is
this.
why you want to. Yeah.
Abe and I are
you wanna
friends.
Control Abe.
It's my boy. Gideon Abe. We're friends since day one, baby. I'm going to use my Grey Weapon Master reaction to make that 16 damage upon hit. I assume 24 hits.
Yes, it will.
That's attack number 2. Attack number 3. Place your bets. 28 to hit for another 19 damage.
Oh, sweet God.
Is it still standing, Denny?
No, it is not.
Very
As
good.
you
Let's
fell
go.
another tree in this forest of undead.
Boy, oh boy. You know what time it is, Denny? It's the full fighter experience time because I have more movement. So I'm going to come over here now, and I'm going to action surge. I'm going to start swinging again, baby. This is attack number 1. 21 to hit for 10 damage.
That'll hit.
Very well. Attack number 2. Hello, dice roll. Dice roll. Hello. 25 to hit for another 10 damage.
Oh my God. Yep.
I'm rolling like doo-doo water on the damage, but you know what? We take those. We take these hits regardless.
Oh, yeah.
And my third schwang shall be a 23 to hit for 18 damage. Total of 38 on this one.
Like, what is this character?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I can do like 10 damage total with a weapon.
We here.
Abe is
Keep him alive.
Abe is a goddamn machine.
We're here to keep him alive.
Literally.
That's our only
Yeah,
purpose.
I guess so.
Oh, I love the fighter class so much. Boring my ass. Sorry. Get out of here. Abe's gonna, I guess, impose himself here, as Abe is wont to do, between Elwyn and this, garble guy, whatever, that guy. And he's gonna stay in melee range with this, Woodwode Wilson, and that will be the end of his turn.
Woodwode Wilson.
Oh.
Episode title?
Woodwode Wilson.
I'll write it down.
Woodwode Wilson. All right. Very good. It's their turn. This one here is going to do a sling at Abe. Oh boy. It's bad, guys. It's really bad. Abe's probably going to die from this. That's going to be a
yeah?
7 to hit.
Nah.
All right. This one over here is going to attempt to hit Drac up in the air.
Godspeed. You're going to roll like a 25.
It's a 16.
No! Get out of here.
Right. That's both of their turns. At the end of their turn, the
Mummy summoned something. Be the end of all things.
Mummy? Sorry?
God damn it.
Mommy? Sorry.
Yeah, here's what it'll do. The mummy will suddenly lash out with a thorny vine toward Gideon for a 13 to hit.
Yes, it's a miss.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
And he's so disappointed.
It's all going to shit. All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right. That brings us on to Elwyn's turn.
Just for funsies, like, how flammable does this place look?
Oh, I mean, it's made
Extremely?
out of foliage and
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if we need to set this whole place on fire.
Maybe not yet.
Which, once again, limits my attack options. So you know what we're going to do? Cerebral Shock again, baby! We're going to upcast it this time. So I'm going to cast it at... at 5th level. So it will target every one of the enemies. So everyone's making charisma saving throws.
Okay. So we'll start with them, army. All right. Charisma, that's going to be 22 for the mummy.
Yep.
The Woodwode. God damn it.
What?
Yes.
That's going to be a 5. And Veggie Pygmy 1 up near the top left. That's gonna be actually really good. With a 19,
Okay.
and the one at the
Bro.
bottom left is a crit.
Well, I do love
just
them.
flat
It makes
20.
sense that they're so charismatic, honestly.
The hottest little mushroom people you've ever seen.
I didn't even really
Sorry,
want to hurt
Grobo.
them. So it's full damage to woo woo and half to the other ones.
All right, and what was the full damage?
18 is full, so 6 to the others.
9.
9.
9 to the others, thanks.
Got you.
You got me.
As you cause
Woof.
this psychic surge to erupt from you.
Aww.
Even though they succeeded, it was just
No.
enough to hit their hit point
They're
maximum.
just babies.
Oh no.
And they just
brains.
explode into like puffs of pollen.
Oh man.
Oh, I feel bad. And I think that's it. Azaria still has all that temp HP from before. I'll let you keep it for now.
Elowen, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Mm-hmm. 21.
Very good. We carry on.
+4.
25.
Superbly good. We carry on. Those are dead. I can get rid of that. That is dead. I can get rid of that. At the end of your turn.
I don't love that the music just stopped.
I know.
It's a little creepy.
That's the
Great timing.
The druid mummy once again begins to utter these like strange arcane words, and it almost feels like there's a sense of stagnation in the air, like reminiscent of ponds that have no current, that allow mosquitoes to fester and breed. Now it's just kind of disease-filled and just right unpleasant. There is an effect in the air, and I won't tell you what it is yet.
Seems good. I think it's fine, guys.
Indeed.
probably
I love effects in the air.
Yes. Azaria, it is your turn.
All right. I will. Yeah, this time I'll give Gideon help on shooting that thing. I was like, let's get rid of this druid, and
Right.
then I will just stay where I am and fire my crossbow into it. Because I'm not moving, I'll use my ability to get advantage. Forgot about that. 27
That'll hit.
for 10 radiant damage. I forgot to put this thing on. Whatever, I'll do it on this attack. And 22.
Yeah,
For
22 will hit.
14 radiant.
Oof. You are just blasting away at this thing. It's not looking great. Anything more on your turn?
No, that's all my actions.
All right, and you're staying 30 feet in the air, I assume.
I can't move because I use the thing to give me advantage when I shoot.
Right. Then we will move on to Drac.
Alrighty. Drac will fly a little bit closer, so it's within the swarming, sparking dragons. And he will raise a hand to the sky, and a shimmering form of like starlight appears around him as he tries to channel some of Azaria's druidic energy. And he'll send a guiding bolt at the mummy. And we're going to cast that at 2nd level.
Ooh.
So
As
that's
you
gonna
do
be-
that,
Oh boy.
it plunges its hand into its own chest, breaking through it as if it were a rotten piece of wood, and pulls from it this rod and holds it in the direction of your guiding bolt. And it's like the guiding bolt itself instead veers off course, impacts with the rod, and is absorbed by it. And it is gone.
Cool. Very cool and good.
That's fucking
Okay.
metal.
Uh-huh. Cool. So that used my spell slot, yeah?
Yep.
Good.
Slurp.
Then in that case, bonus action, patient defense, whilst I fly in the air.
All right, and that's it for your turn.
Yeah.
Then we head on over to Gideon.
Impatient offense as I shoot 3 times. I have advantage on the first one though, don't I?
Damage on the first one and 5 additional damage.
Spicy. I will spend a grit point on this to give myself some extra dice. Raise my malfunction value up to 4. I will make it a sharp shot to give me a -5. Boy, I am just making my hit range even smaller, baby. But you know what? We like to live dangerously. So, hey! Where did it go? Did I shoot it? Did it shoot? I don't think it shot.
Not yet. There it is.
20 means I rolled a 9 on the dice. Does a 20 hit?
Wait, is there any reductions at all?
Oh, 15, sorry.
A 15 does not.
Fuck! I'll shoot again. Without advantage this time. Guys, why is my bonus so low?
Bonus plus 11.
The guy is plus 11. It's like, what is the low, dude?
Why is my bonus so low, guys?
Yeah, poor
The
you.
universe balanced out by giving you low rolls because you have a high bonus.
No. This was all the efforts of me to try and counteract my terrible dice roll. So
That's
it's
what I
not
mean. Yeah.
working.
Oh, I see. I get you. Right, you roll
So in
poorly
res-
regardless.
In response to the universe, I made Gideon. And there's another one. I'm sharpshooting all of these because I need damage numbies.
Yeah.
But this one's not violent. So I'll just another 10 on there.
Okay, so that brings it to 24 radiant, right?
Yes, sir.
How do you do this?
Oh, nice.
Gideon, enraged by his guns just not performing immediately, he's pretty mad. He lets out a primal yell as he shoots this first shot that just veers off course, and he focuses in on the center mass, just aiming straight for the chest cavity, nothing fancy, and just dials it in and lets loose a really powerful shot to this thing.
As you put a blast to it, and it's like you disintegrate a good chunk of its chest cavity, and it just like lets out this like wheeze, and it just falls to the ground. It almost like it maintains its form but almost rots away slightly, as if itself were like a humanoid shape of a compost pile now. And the woodwode similarly just kind of crumples into like mulch. And it is just this room of awful old vegetation, and pieces of it begin to just to the ground, giving you a sense that it's not coming down right away, but this structure at some point is just gonna cave in like a rotten gourd.
Seeing the splashes from the ceiling come down, Gideon is going to immediately leave, and he's going to start viciously casting prestidigitation on himself to clean himself up.
Hey, but what's in here though?
I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't.
any neat
Yeah.
shit.
I hate these
That
beans. I
that
hate-
rod that the guy had, is it still around?
It is still, and it's fallen to the ground.
Cool. I didn't do anything. This guy go get it.
Sure.
Yeah. And
I'm
Denny, with
so helpful in combat.
my knowledge of, like, I guess, religious aspects and undead fighting, does this feel like this thing is actually dead, or should I do something else to, like, finish off the job?
I'm gonna have you make a religion check.
Cool. I'm disadvantaged because I'm exhausted. I rolled a 17 and a 15, though, for a total of 21.
Something about that fight just gave you the sense that if this thing was able to unnaturally live so long, it probably has some sort of strange failsafe. And that causes you to go and inspect the body. And rooting through the pile of what used to be its body, you find a still beating heart.
Gross.
And it is this sickly green glowing thing with like encased within a mushroom like fungal protection, but you could see this light pulsing within it. You get a sense that it's probably hanging on somehow. And
We should destroy this. Jack will reach into his bag and pull out a vial of holy water. Worked on Sarse.
Yeah,
Like
that's
the
great,
song.
Jack. Do whatever you want, man.
Unless there's a reason to keep it and study it.
I will leave that up to our resident smart people.
I say kill it.
I
Thanks for
think
your input, Gideon.
You're welcome.
this is something we should get rid of.
Even if
I
it's a
trust you.
druid.
I think this person has fallen far from our teachings. This is unnatural and unworldly.
If you say so. Back up.
As you pour the holy water on this fungal pod that pulses, it's like the moment it touches, it's like fire eating away at styrofoam, how it just quickly dissolves and retreats away from the source of heat. And it just like turns to like straight liquid and just drips out of your hand and drips to the ground.
Gross. Really gross. It's like tacky, you know?
Ugh.
Not fun.
Eloin, can I have you make an investigation check because you're the one that brought it up?
Mm-hmm. 22.
So, in instances of like burial and stuff like that, you had a hunch like this thing was kind of like there was this like big chunk of a tree trunk at the far end of this room where that cocoon was kind of built on. And through stories or studies or whatever happened to grant you this knowledge, you know that in some instances of powerful individuals or people who consider themselves important or grand or whatever, sometimes they'll bury themselves with valuable possessions. And that information draws you toward that cocoon. And you notice that, examining the cocoon, that there is a small hole on the inner side of it that goes into the tree. It looks like you could barely see a glint of light reflecting off of something gem-like. Thanks to the...
Can I cast Mage Hand in to grab it and bring it back?
Absolutely. So you send in this spectral hand that grabs whatever this object is and comes back out holding a small obsidian-made like statue carving of some like a strange vulture kind of totem with red rubies in its eyes. It looks valuable, but also feels like it was kind of a deific totem, so to say.
Great, I can add to my spooky totem collection.
You reckon it would fetch a really high price if you decided to sell that.
I'll show it to the group. If anyone
Fancy.
recognizes anything else about this. Otherwise,
Is there
Toss it
any
in a
sort
bag.
of religious iconography that
I'm
they're
just
like,
gonna
is there
straight
some-
up tell you it's loot.
It's just
Loot!
Toss it in the bag!
Loot!
Let's go loot! We love
Now,
loot.
you pick up that rod that being was holding, and you get the sense it is definitely magical. Because you're the one that picked it up, I'll have you make an Arcana check.
Oops. 7. I don't know anything about magic.
700?
Yeah, whoa. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, the most you can gather from it, it's definitely some implement to kind of like channel one's magical output. More like the practice of what Elowin is, or like sorcerers and stuff like that, what you had been.
Cool. I'll walk over to Elwin. Yeah, I got you a cool stick. Don't say that I'm not helpful, because I am. And then I'll hand it to you, and then I'll just leave.
It's
That thing ate
this,
my spell. Probably
it
worth something.
certainly did, and it's kind of this like rod of just like solid, like a dark metal, and at the end it almost looks like a lightning rod, so to say. Like it's just this like orb of the same metal, so it's all just one type of material, but it also like looks like it could be pretty deadly as a club too.
Ooh. It's nostalgic for me.
Yeah, but it also carries like definite magical energies within it, and I'm gonna have you make an Arcana roll now.
21.
Why am I here, team?
Because you get to say goodbye to Nell or to Eloit. Or wow, it's Naibara. I'm getting all the names wrong.
Oh my god.
I'm
what
here
is
to die.
happening?
I guess. Okay.
Okay.
Could have given me some
Sorry,
heads up for
Mummy, sorry.
That's gotta be the episode name, man.
So what you glean from this, you get the sense of its function based on also what Drac told you, that this thing has a way of channeling magic, storing it, and then later being able to use it.
Is it like a focus, or is it a separate item?
It would also act as a focus.
Okay. I'll just hold on to this for now. Maybe I'll cast a proper, what's it called? Investigation? What am I talking about?
Identify?
Later.
Identify?
That one. That's the one.
Very good. All right. What?
Well, shall we leave this falling, crumbling, gross pyramid?
Yeah.
Way ahead of
Yeah,
you.
let's get out of here.
You get the sense that
Gideon's
that's
just been outside this whole time, just being like, what are they doing there?
Come on.
Out of here, man.
gross. Yeah, you guys get the sense that that's all you're going to find in there. So you leave the pyramid, and shortly after, you can hear just the slight wet cracking of wood as it, and somewhere back in the forest, that structure has just shrank back down to the ground. And that's
it
where we're
weird,
going to
Really
go for break.
A
glad
trace of
that
stuff?
we keep planting beans. It's,
Someday.
I have a good feeling about my bean, personally.
I don't drag. I
do you?
don't.
Do you, Drac?
Let's
think
just
it's
get
going
all
to
the
be
beans
helpful.
out of the way now.
Where's
Just
another
plant the
one?
rest.
I could.
Do
I
it.
mean,
No. I start walking back towards the keep.
I could.
With
They're
no.
they're in
Nope.
my bag, so.
You're right, I never had it in my hand to begin with. I was just teasing.
Mhm.
Yeah, so we're going to take our break there. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and dealing with the Roll20 shenanigans that happened during that. It was so weird.
That's all right. We got like a let's call it a night segment for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what are we going to do for Let's Call It a Night?
Oh, God.
Guess we skip it. Oh, boy. All right, we'll figure that out when we get to it. But for now, go do what you got to do during the break. We'll see you all back here in a bit. Bye.
Beanerine.
See you.
Mommy?
everybody. What?
Sorry.
Sorry.
Oh. we were coming back, and I was like, everybody's good? We good to go back? And everyone's like, yeah. Ryan's like, I'll be right back.
Man said the whole break
Put
was
him
like,
on blast.
Behind the scenes. Now I'm so red. The color temperatures are way off today. That's okay. I got candy corn to soothe myself.
I also have maple candy. Do you guys remember this shit from like museums?
Oh, yeah.
I ate the
God.
top part.
that's actually good stuff.
Yeah, this
that I'm
is
listening to.
delicious.
So sweet. Yeah. I
Yeah, that
don't
makes
know.
sense considering you like candy corn.
Yeah, I'd rather maple candy than candy corn.
100%.
I'd
Well, I
rather
was
maple
eating the-
syrup than candy maple leaf.
Really?
Just straight into the mouth. Pure liquid.
Maple syrup applied directly to the forehead.
I was trying to figure out recently like, what the actual flavor is of like the candy corn and like the pumpkin things. Cause I'm like, what are these made out of? Is it just,
It's
yeah, is it just like
sugar.
is it just like corn syrup?
It's like a sweet cream. Maybe it's corn syrup. Maybe you're right.
I think it's just corn syrup, my dude.
But you know what? If it makes you happy, then
And he's out
that's
here
all
trying
that
to make
really
it
matters.
more fancy than it is.
True story. Growing up, I don't know why this was the case, but my parents thought that corn syrup was a good substitute for syrup, so we literally had corn syrup in place of syrup.
Me too.
Oh my
yeah.
god.
We had like I think we had both, but like I remember it really commonly like having waffles and then grabbing like this big thing of corn syrup, and it was always like sticky and nasty from the cupboard
Yeah.
and putting it on. Yeah.
Oh,
It's just
okay,
a
I'm-
Belleville thing.
Yeah, I'm so
Yeah.
glad it wasn't just me.
We
I
were
should ask
like
him
a
about that.
real maple syrup house. None of that
100%.
fake
No.
stuff.
I mean,
like-
yeah, that was those
No,
were the two
I
extremes.
was poor. Yeah,
Right.
I don't even think as a kid I ever had real maple syrup. Like
Oh.
that seems like it'd be too fancy to buy.
That's fair.
So-
My dad would go out and actually collect sap, and we'd make it. So those were the two extremes:
delicious.
bad corn syrup, or we make the syrup.
Yeah. I actually the tree sap or what was it called? Like before they like boil it is really good as well.
Oh, yeah. I assumed
Like,
you meant
it's
like
when it's
sticky
clear.
sap, but yeah, the clear
No,
sap.
Like when they first like tap it, it's so. I had it once because I went to like one of those farms or whatever. Just like
Yeah.
straight. Oh, so delicious.
Yeah, it's good. There's health benefits to it, but it will move right through you. So fair warning.
Oh,
Yep, that's a thing.
good to know. Good to know.
Same with
Or-
watermelon.
Okay, wait. Is this just like a poor kid thing, or did you guys do like the like pour syrup on snow thing?
Oh, that's a
I think
real
that was.
thing. That's
I
a
think that was a
thing.
kid thing.
That's just a
Okay.
Canadian thing.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Hey Ryan, welcome back.
They would charge like
Hello.
$5 for that in Quebec.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or do
Or
they
Okay.
sugar
Still do it
shack
at
in
school.
Quebec.
yeah, we did it in school. That's what I was
Yeah.
asking.
Well, the team's back together, and we had a chat about maple syrup. Welcome back, Ryan.
Oh, hey. Dang. Well, thanks for waiting. You didn't have to do that.
That's all
I
good.
don't even know if it was an intentional. We just
No, I
start talking.
I think we were just, we're coming back to it after so long, and it's like sometimes it's just nice to kind of sit down and chat before we get back to the game. I'm sure people out there can relate to that.
It's true. We are all friends. We should just chat sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Logan and we had a call yesterday to make sure that his internet was going to be good for today, and we just started talking about the deck of many things. I'm like, man, this feels like a podcast again.
Aw.
Oh, I missed the podcast.
Yeah,
That was fun.
I'll have to do that at some point. But
We should go find that deck of many things.
No.
There's one out there. Where you go?
all right,
Just hit up
so
old Philonori.
so
I
coming
do wanna
back
see
into
film
it.
right now.
I'm also surprised. You know what? I'll save it for the after party. All right. Hey, Melanie into chat. Hello.
Hello.
All right. So, a lot of you have just finished up with this combat encounter inside this disgusting, rotten pyramid that you summoned into this forest. But that being said, you got some good loot out of it. You guys have made your way back to the keep, and it is about mid to late afternoon at this point. So the day's kind of passing by. What plans do you have? What would you like to do? Elwyn, I'm assuming you would like to cast an identify on that rod.
Yeah, I'll do that if we're sitting around for a minute.
All right. I don't even think. No, I didn't even put that in there. So let me just quickly find that on the Roll20 so I can give that to you.
Can I cast the other version of this I also have? The other version I identify that I've never used? Read object?
Oh, right. What does that do?
Do we read the whole thing to you? By handling an object and reading the psychic residue on it, you can divine information about the item's history. You get to learn impressions about it each round. This is a weird one actually, because it's like it lasts a minute. Every round, the GM can give you one piece of information related to the item's ownership and handling. Do you?
Yeah, we should change that spell a little bit. That was from one of the Kobold Press.
Mm-hmm.
One of the Kobold Press things. What level's that spell?
Second.
All right, let's lower it down to first level and let's make it more
Well,
basic.
It's also a ritual spell, though.
Oh, well, I guess that doesn't matter then.
Okay.
All right. Well, let me give you, I guess, some information about this.
Is there any cool information about the creature that had this or where this thing came from?
Sure. So, as you kind of got from the little bit of conversation that was had in that pyramid, the individual that had this, oh dear, where did I put that? You didn't actually catch their name, but the item recognized them as Dindalia. That was their name at one point. They were, despite the Sylvan language that they spoke in, they were a human individual, and at one point they too were a druid. They mentioned something about this plague that happened a long time ago, and you yourself kind of getting the impression of when that might have been. It's very well that druid had been in that cocoon or whatever it might have been for like a couple millennia, or maybe like close to that anyway. They talked about this plague that had happened, and you get glimpses of like this druid had lived through witnessing a lot of death and a lot of this negative energy of the universe, which you kind of recognize as the void now that your team has done kind of research into that. And this druid used this focus as a way to kind of absorb magic and disease in extreme cases. They never used it a lot. They mostly used it as a focus. But they also tried to learn more about the cycles of life and death and whatnot, and it seemed they got to a point where it was kind of further than they should have delved into the natural order of things. Death is natural, mind you, but they were like, how can we stop death? And so other druids confronted them and imprisoned them within this. And all they were trying to do was save people's lives. Or at least that's how they viewed it. So that's a bit of background on the wielder of that magical weapon. Going through the other ritual to cast the Identify spell on it. That item, I'll throw into... Just because you're the one doing the Identify, I'll throw it into your folder and make that available to you. Edit. This is known as a Rod of Absorption. And it essentially has the ability to absorb magic, not spells. It absorbs levels of magic, which you can then use yourself to fuel your own magic in place of your own spell slots. It can only in its lifetime absorb up to 50 levels, after which point it turns mundane. And you know at this point it has absorbed 7 levels of magic, which has not been expended.
Whoa.
That's so good.
The spell
very
that
good.
targets it also has to only target it. It cannot absorb like areas of effect or things like that. Otherwise, it was definitely going to use that reaction on you casting your freaking psychic surge or whatever it was.
Yeah. Oh, fascinating. I don't know if I can keep holding all these things though.
Well, sounds like you might have to sell something.
Well, or does anyone else feel like they would want this? Zarya? You do some magic-y things now.
I mean, does it require attunement? I assume
Yeah.
it must. I'm pretty maxed out on that, and I don't have a lot of access to spells at the moment that I think I'm like. It's not my main form of what I'm doing.
I mean, I
Drac?
could use it. He like looks down at his ring that Boz gave him. I'm not really using this right now. He'll take it off.
I'll hand you the rod.
And get my spell back. Set the date.
Ah!
Thanks, friend.
It sounds great. I just don't have enough hands for all of these things.
Bragg, don't get rid of that ring, but
I'm not going to. It's just every time I look down on it, it leaves a sour taste in my mouth.
understood.
We'll put it in his bag.
There may be a time later to wear it.
I've
hope
moved
there will be.
I've moved the rod into your list of magic items there, Anthony.
Thank you, sir. I will spend some time attuning to it this eve.
Sounds good. And between all the intelligence-based characters that we have in this party, that little statuette that you found, you could probably fetch about 7,500 gold pieces for it.
Okay.
Let's go.
Pretty good.
Night on the
alright, I
town,
guess.
anyone?
Yeah, party.
Yeah, let's just blow
Ball
7,000
out?
gold.
Let's have another
Hey.
week of shopping in Brawl Bar. We don't need to go deal with anything.
Nah.
They'll
Okay,
learn and
I
see
don't-
us. They're like, weren't you supposed to be in Balesville?
We're like decked out in these massive velvet robes.
Yo, but like, did you see the statuette thing, dude? Like, oh.
I don't
Commissioned
want
statues
to
of ourselves.
leave Roll Bar until 2024. So let's go.
No. Don't will that into existence. It'll happen.
Oh boy. Well, if you guys at some point just want to expedite the sale of that, we could just convert it into 7,500 gold pieces.
Yeah, I don't think we have any need to keep it. We can just sell it.
You can just sell it.
Yep.
Loot. Here's $7,500. You guys take it into town to sell it. Somebody buys it. You get the money.
Hell yeah.
Wowie.
And that's
Well,
how we
it's
make
special.
a side quest happen, because it was the catalyst for somebody's end of the world ritual.
So 1250
What?
each.
Yeah.
Can't do that math.
My calculator did
Call
it.
that the calculator, Dallas.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm trying to add to
Oh,
my
okay.
gold.
Ah. Thank God I have so much gold. I'll make a note
Yeah.
about, or I guess if people have Abe's thing, can they add to his gold?
I think he uses D&D Beyond as well.
Uh-oh. Clicking on Abe's thing told me my session was expired, so I'm just gonna close it. Leave. Okay, I'll make a note about Abe's money.
All right, I'm going to see if I can get in there and change it.
I just made a note on pad and paper.
All right, fair enough. And I'm sure Adam will watch this episode back and go, oh, I'm owed money.
Dollar bills, y'all.
All right. So is there anything you guys want to do? What's your plans of operation? Like, what's coming up?
I want to leave.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think we rest up for the night and then
leave.
bounce in the morn.
Yeah.
Sounds like
Oh,
a
we have
good
to find
idea.
Charity, right?
Yeah, I believe you guys had kind of arranged a thing with to meet
Yeah.
Charity in the morning.
Think
Yep.
she'll meet us outside the keep, right?
Probably. She can teleport to you guys, so.
Yeah. Drac will invite anyone to do some meditation before the night's over, and then call it a night.
Your boy will be there.
All right. So, you all call it a night, get your long rest. And in the morning, what time is everybody kind of waking up?
Early baby.
4 a.m. like always.
Yeah, I don't know.
Elves.
Early morning.
Elves, am I right?
I'm ready to get going. Probably
Start
can't
banging on
sleep.
pots at like 5 a.m.
Oh God.
No.
We're gonna miss our flight!
No way.
Bye.
And as per the quick discussion that you guys had with Charity over sending, the deal is that she's going to teleport you guys to the Wildeglen, and Elwyn's going to magic circle her back to Rollbar. So, morning comes around, and Charity is at the keep. She knocks on the door and is let in by the staff and greets you all in the morning. Also, so does Nivara for now. Gives you a
Can
big
I
hug.
talk to Valoon as well? Is he here?
Yes. At this point, he has been relocated to the keep.
Keeper.
Yeah. So
When I go to say goodbye to Valoon, can I retcon that I would have picked up another spell scroll of sending at one point?
sure.
Because I'd like to hand that to him.
So be like, I don't know that you can learn this, but you should be able to cast it, I believe. If you need anything ever, please reach out to me. If anything happens.
Thanks.
Oh.
I should be able to add that to my own spell book. So yeah, and one I've been meaning to pick up for a while, so that's greatly appreciated.
I know. I also I got 2 while I was out. Gave you the extra.
Yeah, you stay safe out there, okay?
We'll be okay.
So will I.
Good.
All right. Well,
That's all I wanted. Establish that there is a means of communication.
he is stabbed from behind and falls to the ground dead.
Well,
Do we-
I did my best.
Want to give the sending stone to him as well, the one that connects to the learned.
I don't know if that. Well, we were gonna leave that one in the keep. I don't know if he's gonna be at the keep for forever.
Okay.
I think we should leave that with our major domo.
With
Who we
Mikulek.
trust.
I think we do.
Okay.
Yeah, we
You
checked
zoned
the
Glue it to the
brains.
wall.
You
It's a
zoned the truth,
landmine.
Tim.
Yeah, okay. For
Yeah.
sure, for
I
sure.
trust Mikulek.
All right. I wanted it to be clear though that like it's something that like is available for all of the staff and people staying there. Just kind of like explain to everyone how it works and like only for emergencies, et cetera, et cetera.
All right. Yeah, and Nivara wakes up with you now, despite being a little too early for her liking, but she wants to
gonna
make
say.
sure she sees you off.
I do that thing where I come in with like, what does she drink in the morning? Tea or coffee?
Oh yeah, she's a tea drinker.
Yeah. So I come in with like tea like way too early and I'm like, hey, I'm so sorry.
Her
I
hair,
brought you tea.
her frizzy hair is just like just a huge mess, and she's just like all afroed amidst
Oh my
the
God, it's-
bajillion pillows she has.
It's like the blooper reel from Brave for like the rig for what's her face is like all over the place. uh,
And she just like says from the side of her mouth, "I didn't want you to see me like this."
it's okay. I still think you look beautiful. You should see me when I wake up. It's rough for sure.
You don't sleep.
Yeah, I was trying to do that for your ego, but you're so right. Well, please be safe.
No, she like sits up at a bed, like eyes still closed, just totally zombie, and is just like stands up, puts on a robe, puts on slippers, and just like shuffles to you, just head against your chest. All right, I'm gonna come say goodbye, and then I'm gonna come back and sleep.
Okay, you don't have to come all the way out. We can just say goodbye here,
No,
and you can go back to bed.
No.
Okay. Just like pet her hair, like try and like tame the fuzz a little.
So the two of you, her waddling, but you walk her to the main entryway where everybody has gathered up their traveling supplies and whatnot, and Chody Cozy Bug is there. Oh, Nivara, dear, you're so sleepy. My Charity. So,
Charity's like her godmother, essentially, right? Oof. Being put on blast.
all right, everyone has everything they need before we take off.
Believe so.
There's a few more hours rest myself, but that's fine.
Well, once you're out there, I hope you all enjoyed your beds as well as you can, unless you've got some magical spaces, but it sounds like you're going to be camping for a little while.
Like the good old days, right, friends?
Back to it.
I feel like the last time we camped, we were at a snowy mountain. It can't truly be as bad as it was then, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully not.
You gotta take that back, Elowen. You can't say stuff like that.
Time was all
Everything's gonna
free.
be
I'm
moist
sure it's
now.
nice in your village,
You
but
can,
the
in fact,
blizzard
say
is a
things
lot.
I'm going to go knock on a tree real quick.
It's,
Yeah.
as far as I'm aware as well, I haven't been to the Wildeglen city since, well, a long time. So I'm not sure what state is in, though. As far as I've heard, some elven communities have begun to make their way back out there, so hopefully it's in better shape than since we've come back to the surface. So that being said, you'll at least have some sort of base of operations once you're out east. I'm sure they'll. I don't imagine they would be unwelcoming, so. Yeah, take with that what you will. If you are all ready, I will begin the casting of this spell. Alright. And now I have to quickly look up the teleport spell.
Ooh, randomness. Here we come.
Oh,
We end up in an ocean, yeah.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna close my eyes.
Rolls a
and-
1, ends up in some
Can't
other
look.
wetlands.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Whoa.
There are. Oh, it's just one. It is an instantaneous thing. Wow. All right. And he says, "All right, everybody who's coming along, stand close together." And once everyone kind of moves in, including Abe.
Oh shit, we forgot it.
Oh my god!
Nell, do you have Baru?
I have his figurine.
Hey, he's in statuette form. Sounds good.
Yeah, I
Guess
get
so.
my.
Yep. Claire, yep. All right.
Turbos in your hair.
And then he grips the vines of Azaria's hair, like not sure what to expect. Azaria, it's a little stingy. Grobo's
Just give him a little pat.
yeah, he eases off a little bit, but there's like a little shake to him. He doesn't know what to expect. All right.
Before we like go, I'll just give one last hug to Nivera and give her a letter, and then get into the formation, the teleport formation.
How many of us saw that she gave him a letter? How many of us can bother you about this later?
I don't think it was super subtle.
Yeah, you all know.
She's living in our house now, so.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. And she uses the quick arcane word, and in just like the blink of an eye, a lot of you, a quick rush of air out of your lungs, as if like something had just swept you off your feet, or you just got like lightly hit in the chest and it caused you to exhale when you weren't expecting to. You feel weightless for a moment. And now I'm gonna roll these dice.
Do the dice.
Oh, you want the dice cam?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
this feels like a nice
Yeah,
dice
buddy.
cam roll.
That's a D20. That's not what we're using.
Percentiles.
We're using 100.
Oh. What do we
Boy.
want?
We want like 90s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi.
Whoa.
Closer to 100, the better.
Oh no. Wait, I
That's
can't.
7.
Super high.
Oh. Uh-oh.
How
Uh-oh.
familiar is she? with Voldemort?
Are we doomed?
Yeah,
or dead?
true. It does
Series
depend on her
finale?
familiarity.
Yeah.
As the lot of you you've experienced teleportation through magic circles before. That was kind of just passing through light and you ended up somewhere else. This is different. It's almost like you've been sucked out of reality where you were and you're being thrown back into the world someplace else. And after that moment of weightlessness, you feel your feet hit the ground and you kind of are off balance for a moment. But it seems you ended up where Charity intended. However, it is the interior of a home, a building of some sort, with no lights. There's no sense of life in the room around you. It feels like this might have been a kind of magic shop at one point. And there are like herbs, old and dried, hanging from strings on the roof. Bookcases that are knocked over, books strewn about. The old smells of age, of dust. Well, I guess the elves have not made their way out here yet.
Are we all together?
Yes, you are all in this same room.
What is this room?
This was the shop of a friend of mine when I used to make stops here. They said I could pop in whenever I'd like, and I haven't done so in a very
guess you
long
did.
time. Indeed.
What was your friend's name? Might help us nail things down later.
And me like a fool.
Haha, we got him.
Yeah, got me. I don't
Prank
even
him,
know
Anthony.
I didn't even know where my list of names went.
Their name was blah, and we'll find out later.
Lalinway. And now I make a note.
That's the sign of a good DM, folks. Write
That-
shit down.
Factual information.
Yeah, I'd assumed that they never got their, or at least they wouldn't have gotten their shop back up quickly. As far as I'm aware, they escaped to the Wilder when the desolation happened, but I'm surprised to see that nobody's come back. Give me a moment. I'm going to take a quick look around. And she vanishes from your guys' vision, turning invisible.
Can I, like, listen in just to see if there's any sounds of life outside of this room?
Sure. Can I have you make a perception check?
Yar yar. Oh, I still have disadvantage on ability checks. God damn it.
Exhausted.
Yeah. That 2 levels thing, man. 18.
So there is a like boarded up window in this room, and you walk over to it and like put your ear to it. You're not really hearing anything aside from like the wind. Like it sounds like it might be starting to rain soon, but you don't hear life. And after having that moment to kind of listen in, you guys hear Charity back in the room, though you still can't see her. If they've started making their way, they are definitely not here. Though I find it odd that unless they've stopped and set up settlement somewhere else, it's been years. They should have made it here by now.
No,
I just
maybe
detect magic around me.
Or that thing you did in the pyramid too would be helpful.
Yeah, I'll divine sense as well.
All right, Azaria, you cast your detect magic. You're not detecting much. There is a potion behind the counter that you feel a sense.
I'll go see what that is. But
I'll have you make an Arcana check.
that 27.
It looks like a potion of resistance of some kind, and based on the coloration of it, you're assuming it might be a potion of fire resistance.
I froze for that last bit, so I shouldn't hear it.
A potion of fire resistance.
Oh, nice.
I just thought you were really excited about a fire resistance potion.
Yeah, me
'Cause
too.
your eyes went wide.
Me too. I was
You were
like, wow, is that super exciting? I guess.
I'll take it.
Denny's taking a candy corn break.
Oh yeah, sorry, I was distracted by the delicious taste of candy corn. You find candy corn back there.
Whoa!
This is just me immersing you guys in the experience.
Sweet.
And Nell, you focus your senses outward, detecting the different entities that you've been trained to detect otherworldly beings. At the moment, nothing. No undead, no fiends, no celestials.
Cool.
It's pretty foggy outside too, so but it looks like the place is still deserted.
So, what village is this?
This is what used to be the city of Wildeglen.
Okay.
It was their culture was kind of based on druidic beliefs, though they themselves weren't druids. They were inspired by the lifestyle and the teachings, though. So, it was very nature connected. Lots of gardens and natural materials in their construction and whatnot, but it was, in size and scale, a city of its own. Well, do you know where you're heading?
South from here?
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Good. Well,
Do you want us to send you back right away, or do you want to walk with us a little bit?
Well, I'm sure the lot of you can take care of yourselves. I, fortunately, do have to get back to things and try and help keep the home front. So, if you don't mind.
If I could take her, like, maybe outside so I can have a second alone with her as well.
Mm-hmm.
I just, like, as I'm kind of drawing out this circle for her, I'll just say,
So this cloak. I see what you said, what you meant about a second part to it.
Good, so you had your visit?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what to say, Charity. Thank you.
I've told you before, I see a lot of myself in you, and I know that some of the biggest battles we fight are within ourselves. So I felt it would have been helpful for you to have outside confirmation on how the battle inner-wise was faring. So I
think it did help. I feel much more inspired.
That's perfect. You'll have to tell me what you've learned, but I suppose this isn't really the place to do that. Or maybe it is, based on how alone we are.
It's creepy here. I also expected more, I suppose.
It makes me a bit sad seeing it like this, but hopefully they get here at some point.
I was born close by here. Just a little bit to the west.
Huh. Well, maybe then they've decided to set up where her old village was, and instead of making the rest of the way here.
Fascinating thought.
Well, I suppose it is the thought that will at least help me stave off some worry. It just seems odd. I'll have to let Learned Gath Bay or Pollen Bay know. Since he's working on the road to here, it might not be worth it to make the whole journey.
I'm not sure how much extra time we have, but we'll see what we discover. If anything comes up, we can let you know.
All right. Well, sounds like a plan. I'll stop chatting and let you focus on your casting.
I'm getting good at drawing this one.
And not too long after, the ring comes to life, and some of the green light kind of disperses into the fog and kind of lights it up in a way. And Charity looks at the teleportation circle. All right, well, I look forward to hearing from the lot of you. Stay safe and happy hunting.
You as well. Stay safe in Bralbar.
No?
And let us know if you need anything.
Yeah, any major developments, we'll reach out. And with that, she walks into the light, and it fades out.
I'll go rejoin people inside, or maybe just like kind of, I'm not going to wander off, but just kind of take a look around outside of here, what other buildings are in this area.
Yeah, so
I think Nell would exit as well to look outside.
Might as well all join.
Yeah.
So shortly after Charity disappears, and Elwyn, your thought drifts off to going to check out the surrounding area, the door to the shop that you'd been in opens up, and the rest of the party comes out too.
This place is very creepy.
Strange, I heard such things about this from my mother, but obviously before the desolation.
Something isn't adding up here. The elves that were supposed to come back, part of them, they're in my history. When my family, after the desolation, came down from the Great Oaklands, we ran in to the elves that were coming here. That was 50 years ago. At the time, some of them came with us instead, but the rest were heading east. What happened to them in 50 years?
As I was just saying to Charity, the village I was born in is west of here. If that was still in good enough shape, it's possible they stopped there, rather than making it all the way back to Balesville.
Just gave up on the city?
It does seem odd.
Something must have happened here.
Azaria and Elwyn, can I have the both of you roll investigation checks?
Yours?
Look at that.
25. We're so in sync.
Twinsies.
So, as a lot of you kind of take in the dilapidated state of this city, and you kind of have a look around, as you're passing through this fog, you like see the silhouettes and forms of buildings in shadow, and they like their details come in as you like get closer. But then there are also like stone obelisks that stand out in the fog, and as you get closer you can see these rock shapes. They're like portions of what formerly had been like these large stone standing, like kind of like Stonehenge. You know, you have just these generic kind of blocks of stone that make very basic structures that might have had spiritual purpose. Some of them are kind of crumbled and fallen over in some places, but they look quite imposing when they're just dark shapes off in the fog. But what Elwyn and Azari, what the two of you notice as you're kind of passing through and taking in what you can, some of the damage and some of the growth of the reclamation of nature and whatnot isn't desolation old. Some of it is decades old.
Oh no.
Like,
So more recent.
definitely more recent, but not like present recent.
But like if, like 50 years ago they had come here and something happened. The fog, does it seem like natural? Or does it seem like, does the weather around us feel like this would be fog-inducing weather?
Right. Can I have you make a nature check?
Can I assist because I'm the weatherman?
Sure, I'll let Drac assist.
Yeah, boy. Let's
I roll a 1
Wow.
and then a 2,
That's incredible.
which is still a 15.
You're
Yes,
welcome.
you got those Gideon bonuses.
Yeah, I mean, feeling the air around you, like the ocean's not far off, like maybe like a couple of days. So like it's not, and there is a river that flows by here, so it's like not impossible for it to be foggy, but is foggy. It feels a bit intense, but it could just be coincidental.
Nell, are you still not picking anything up?
I'll recast it because I was inside before and cover fucks with it, so I'll do it again.
yeah, you put out your senses that just swims through the fog. You still detect nothing.
There's obelisks that we see, like we've seen through the fog. The few that we've seen, do they seem like randomly scattered? Did these seem like a purpose-built thing?
With the investigation check that I already got from you, like a lot of them had been purposely built. Like this, that was part of the architecture of the city, was to have these obelisks that served kind of celestial purposes.
With like my like druid background, would I know any more of what their purpose would be?
Yeah, I'm not even going to make you roll for that. It's likely that they used these obelisks and they like the way light hits them to like track time, to determine like certain kind of routines throughout the year, like when to plant and when to harvest. Yeah, those kind of things that help the annual planning.
In that same story that we have, Denny, of the journey of my village, part of it was that there was monoliths that were near the Tri-Moon Grove. Is that a similar vibe to this, or is that something different?
You could definitely feel like there's probably a link to there. I'm not going to have you make a roll for that, but you could definitely see some parallel.
Okay. I'll mention that, even though I don't think it's like fully connected, but
just like based on where we are and like where the roads are through this town, is there a way, or this city, is there a way to figure out where like going to the center of the city, which way it would be? Like,
yeah, so it feels like those obelisks, they continue around in circles, and it feels like you pass through the obelisks to kind of get into inner rings of the city. So it's all kind of a flat plane, so to say. So there's not a whole lot of elevation change.
I wonder if we should head to the center of the town if anyone had made it here. Probably be easiest to work from there out. Like the most important buildings, I think, would have been there. And just see if there's remains, any signs of anything.
Maybe there's still people here somewhere.
All right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You make your way into the heart of the city. You see, similarly to what you already seen, there are buildings that are like partially falling in on themselves, more stone obelisks. Some of them have toppled over and clearly aren't in the shape that they were meant to be. As you get closer into the city center, you notice a humanoid skeleton around.
Could I make
Does anyone know how old that skeleton is?
Could I like make a nature check to see if there's like any like moss or anything that's starting to grow on it? Like if it's like decayed and been here a while, are there any signs of like the world kind of reclaiming this body?
Yeah, go ahead and make a nature check.
19.
Yeah, I mean, it's been long enough that whatever, aside from the bone, whatever organic material had been left of the body of whatever this being had been, it's either rotted away, been eaten by scavengers. It is now just bone and some like little bits of mold and moss and stuff like that. Like nature is reclaiming it for sure. To get further info, could I have you make a medicine check?
I can. It's not going to be good.
Huh.
11.
With that, you'd reckon that these bones aren't desolation old, but you're not exactly how recent they are. They're not ancient bones.
Drac, can you speak with dead?
Did not prepare that spell today, unfortunately. But we can take the skull, and we can talk to it tomorrow. A little bit morbid, but
I mean, they're not going to
they're not using it.
miss it.
Drac will kneel down and carefully disassemble the skull from the base of the spine.
Yeah. You remove the skull easy enough. Some of the bones move and shift as it
What I
does.
will do is, oh, sorry. I'll just also during this time, like dig up like a bit of a hole and give this body a proper burial.
Sure. Have a point of inspiration.
Nell, can I put this in your bag of holding?
Yeah, for sure.
Is the fog any less or more dense closer to the center of the city?
It feels like it's kind of lightening up. Can I have you make a nature check?
Sure. It's not going to be good.
It's
And
not
I
good.
have disadvantage still.
Oh.
13.
Yeah, you're not entirely sure like if there's some sort of effect going on that's summoning the fog and that's kind of warding it away from the middle, or if it just by coincidence the fog might be kind of lifting a little bit. But it's lessening towards center.
Should we continue onwards?
Might as well. It's still
Onwards.
dead quiet, too.
Here.
Yeah.
I really don't like this.
No, I don't like this either.
Just be on your guard.
So the lot of you keep walking toward the city center. And eventually you do begin to emerge out of the fog. And it's still pretty early in the morning, though. The sun's just kind of coming up over the horizon and beginning to burn away some of that moisture that's making up the fog. But it also reveals the center of the city, which is this beautiful circular garden surrounded by more of these obelisks and a kind of quiet and at the moment stagnant moat that encircles it, and some bridges that kind of cross over the water to allow people into the center. Looks like it might have at some point been a like community place, some place where people could gather, just meditate. But the gardens have not been tended in a long time. There's more skeletons kind of scattered about. But for the most part, they seem similar to the skeleton you had found. Like, all these skeletons aren't really, like, disassembled in any way. Like, they are, like, as if people kind of fell to the ground and decayed. Like, if something violent had happened, like, there you would assume, like, some pieces of bone might be in other places, or there'd be more signs of, like, violence, but these people kind of collapsed.
Based on where the skeletons are, could I tell what they were doing before? A long shot.
Yeah, I don't think that's an ability you have.
Look, man, I can see through time.
I'd like to use my Sherlock Holmes abilities.
Yeah.
You know
All
the
good.
best place to punch them is in the sternum.
Yeah. Cool. Okay.
The garden in the center just looks like it's like been growing unmaintained.
You can't really tell from this distance unless you guys are going into the middle, and you'll probably need to like examine some of the plants or whatnot. Like this will likely be an
Yeah.
investigation.
As I get closer, I'll also just like whip up another detect magic as I'm getting close to this, like the garden area, and then I'll just start looking around at seeing everything around us in this, like, it looked like it stopped, fell on the ground, whatever it was doing died, seeing what state this garden looks like it's in.
Yeah. So you proceed toward the garden and throw up that detect magic. And one of the bodies has a like satchel, and it's for the most part like completely decayed, but with the exception of what looks like a scroll of parchment inside the bag, and that pings magic to you.
What school, if it has any?
Fantastic question. 1 second. I believe it would be, yes, divination.
Like, just to the rest of the group, I'll be like, in that corpse, there's a scroll of some sort of divination magic.
Try to
I
grab
can
it.
go. I can go cast a mage hand, so we don't have to dig through a decayed bag.
Also, one moment. Drac will put his hand on the ground and use his tremor sense to see if there's any movement around him in 30 feet.
You detect nothing.
Okay.
It's... What's odd about that, though, is it's like even bugs in the ground didn't want to be here.
There's nothing here, friends.
Well, and I hate to ask because we've been breathing it the whole time we've been here, but like a poisonous fog type situation?
If these
The
people
spells
just
that
fell
do
over.
that.
It looks like these people just fell over, right? Something in the air that just knocked all of them out at one time?
We should not linger.
No.
I do want to examine the vegetation in this garden, though.
And I
Let's be
want that
quick
spell
about
scroll.
it.
All right, Azaria, can I have you make either an investigation or nature check, your choice?
I'll use my inspiration and I'll make nature. Oh,
Good
that
thing
didn't
you-
vote.
Wow.
Good thing you used your inspiration.
Finally.
There we go.
That should be 50% of my nature rolls. That's just a 10 on the die for that 23.
Damn. So, Azaria, approaching these plants and kind of examining them, there does seem to be, and with Elowin's prompt there, that something in the air here with prolonged exposure has caused some sort of sickness, some sort of poison. But
Yes.
you
No.
don't think it's quick acting, but something around here is hazardous.
Relay that to the group.
Yes.
Hopefully we'll be out of here quickly enough, but if at any point you guys start feeling anything, let me know and I can neutralize it.
I want to dig in that bag.
you find a scroll.
Of what?
It is,
Let me open it.
I'll have you make an Arcana check.
Oh, a 12.
As you might expect in this kind of
Yeah.
locale based on what you've heard of Wildeglen, it is faux druidic in nature, I guess, to kind of say. But Azaria might be able to help you more with that.
All right, we'll look at it later.
Let's get out of poison fog first.
We just head south out of town, direction
I
we're
think that
supposed
makes
to go.
sense.
Think so. Although I wouldn't be surprised if we find more of this fog down that way too.
It seemed to get thicker further away from the middle of the city, so I don't know, breathe through your tunics or something.
Elowen, what was the name of your village?
Talna Village,
Talna?
right? I think so.
I believe that's right.
Do you know how far away it is from here?
It's kind of near the southern tip of the lake up there.
Okay.
It's not particularly close.
Well, let's get out of the city first.
Just gonna look at my own map to confirm where exactly that location is. Yeah. Yeah, you remember way better than I do. It is basically
I have
that
the
southern
map
point.
open.
That makes sense. I have not looked at that in a long time.
It's the primary map I use.
That
The annotated
honestly
one.
makes sense. All right. Well, so a lot of you begin to make your way south out of the city and making your way down to the Lake of the Bog Beast, assuming. Unless there
That's
was
eventually
Want to
that
go,
way.
right?
Yeah, I think that's the only real lead we have, right?
Yeah.
Believe so.
going to pull up the other map because that will actually tell us how far we can go.
Measurements.
Measurements.
Oh, Danny, you removed our beautiful drawings?
What? I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's a little rude, but it's fine, I guess.
Fine art at its
It's-
finest.
It was.
It's roughly 7 days hike down there.
Let's go.
Through this musk.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think we want to start heading south. How soon do we get out of this fog, if at all?
Well, you'll find out when you find out.
Okay. I'm just wondering, like, if we, like, walk for, like, 5 hours and we're like, we're not out of this fog, do we pivot and try to go a different direction? Like, do we think that it's this whole, like, route that might be covered?
That's a good point.
Someone here
We
has
know
a bird.
it doesn't go all that far.
I have a bird that I can see through.
Yeah. Do you want to send them up and see if they can scope before we waste our time walking?
And I'll do exactly that. Send Cleo up.
All right. So, you send Cleo up and you bring your sight into theirs, and the two of you are flying upward through fog until eventually they break through, and the morning orange sky is beginning to shift to its shades of blue. And looking to the south, it looks like about a few hours south of Wildeglen, there's a river that travels from east to west, west being the ocean. And it's pretty much at that river where it seems the fog ends. So, a few hours.
Does it follow the river, like, along the west side as well? Does it just like kind of follow all along the river?
Essentially on the south block of this fog seems to be blocked by the river, but it only goes a couple hours west, a couple hours east, roughly. But it does seem like a pretty big swath.
Covers the city and then some.
Yeah. But there is an end in sight. Seems large but localized.
Good way to put it.
It's concerning.
What could have caused something so big?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Have we ever read about anything like this?
Maybe a lot of death.
Are there any druidic stories about phenomena like this?
I think out of everybody, Elowen, I'm going to have you make a history check.
Okay. If only I could roll.
Well, that's probably good enough. Let me see if I can find this note now. What? Oh, it's somewhere on my Google Drive. Oh, the things you never know are going to come up.
Glad we constantly surprise you, bud.
Oh yeah, I live for it. Here we go.
Elowen, would you want to fix that? The fog? I mean, it's where you were born near here. It must mean something to you.
I mean, this is a well-known elven settlement on the material plane. Of course, eventually I'd love to. It doesn't feel like it's going to help anybody right now.
So, Elowen, there aren't... You might need to detect more clues in order to tie into whether this is more based on story or if this might have some truth to it. But you remember, you yourself being a storyteller author, remember a story you'd once read about a man and wife who had a child, maybe a king and queen in some iterations of this story, but the child was cursed. And the child was turned into a devilish imp and caused chaos and damage around their home. The parents asked a seer, in some stories it was a cleric or an alchemist, for a way to cure the child. And the king or queen would need to travel to a village ruled by fiends and convince the devil that had cursed the baby to hand over the cure. They would need to find a way to smuggle themselves into this village and make their way down the well where the devils lived. And they had to make sure that they were not seen. They would have to... There are parts of the stories where it's like sometimes they might have been found out and quickly defend themselves and make sure that nobody is really brought aware of their presence. But eventually they find the devil that had cursed their child, and they make a deal with it. And it makes a potion for the baby. And the devil tells them it's not meant to be drank, but rather poured on the ground of their home. And the devilish spirit within their child would be drawn out into the ground. And the twist of that tale was that the devilish spirit inhabited the land of their kingdom and caused some unfortunate, long-lasting side effects, such as produce not being able to grow. Some even say that perhaps the potion was meant to be a gateway into the infernal realms. So they saved their child, but doomed the land that they lived on. And often the name associated with this story is that of Noelia Carnicker. That's the name of the mother.
I'll relay it to the group.
So yeah, as you guys are wandering south, Elowin tells you this story that this situation kind of reminds her of. And a few of you remember that you had been told by the DNR folks that indeed, apparently, there had been demons somewhere on the East Coast, kind of towards the Dragonfire Wastes, mind you. So this is a bit north in comparison to that, but maybe there are connections.
Maybe they came from here, made their way south. That is, assuming there's a well somewhere in that city where there's a portal to the infernal plane. Because, of course.
Why wouldn't there be, really?
You're muted, Logan.
Oh, I was just like, I mean, you know, back in Null's hometown, there's a portal to another terrible place. They just seem to be everywhere.
Also in a well.
That's true.
There is. Yeah.
I forgot about wells.
Azaria, can I have you make an intelligence check?
No way to get advantage on this. Let's just see what happens.
That's a save.
27. Minus whatever.
-5.
It's a 17 plus 5.
Okay, 22.
22.
Speaking of wells, you also remember that your vision into the next Druid enclave was traveling through tunnels and eventually coming to this natural well. And when you looked down it, you saw your own face in the darkness.
Yeah, that thing that I forgot about that seems very important now.
Right.
That's just cheery.
Why couldn't these druids have, you know, had their terrible events happen in, like, nicer situations? Just like, you know, like...
More secluded areas.
A tropical beach would be lovely right now.
Yeah.
Middle of nowhere.
I mean, to be fair, there's been a lot of middle of nowhere.
That's fair. Those druids did alright. These guys didn't.
Though a enclave hidden in plain sight beneath a big city. And it makes sense.
It's smart. Keep the crops growing well for the people and whatnot.
You know, until death fog rolls in.
Yeah.
Why did we think it was near the lake of the bog beast, though?
Because we heard a legend about it being guarded.
Yeah.
Well, and also, like, so it's under hills. I remember that. And I think, like, I don't think we're going from a well in the city down below. It's like in the hills, there is what I assumed was to be like, I mean, similar to I think a lot of the Druid enclaves. There's like a civilization around wherever the big area of Druidic like focus is, and that well probably leads to that, or demons, maybe just demons.
And I'll remind you as well of the legend that was, or the phrase, I guess, that was shared with you in terms of like when you could access the Druid Enclave. She lifts her dark veil. He waves and flees. Only then will stars reveal the way to their secret lair, and the bog beast will keep post over their door.
Oh, God.
And it was like underneath a swamp, so I think that's why. Cool.
Maybe there's two entrances then?
Well, have we seen any wells here in the city?
I mean, you probably would have. I mean, they did require water, so nothing extraordinary. They seemed rather, you know, plain, simple. But if you'd like, you can also start hopping down wells.
I don't want to jump down
Just
random wells.
just send Cleo down each well.
Yeah, honestly.
This is what familiars are for. Didn't use them
It
last
sure
campaign,
is.
have to really use it now.
That's the way. That's right.
Yeah, Cleo does.
I'm-
Anyway,
I'm-
moving on.
Wow.
Just make another one.
It's a ritual, right?
Yeah.
He uses all like a wild shape for me.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
very well.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, that's really nice. Okay.
All right. So then,
We're
Want to
walking,
tr-
right? We've been
Yeah.
I
walking this
assumed
whole
you
time.
guys would have been.
Okay.
do we want to try to find something in the city, or should we just continue south?
I think we
I
just.
think we
stay
continue
course.
south.
Hello, you okay with that?
I worry about how long we have in this fog. I don't know
I want
how
to get the hell
easily
out of
we
this
can
fog.
move.
We wrap like like some fabric around our faces and stuff. I don't know if that's super helpful, but maybe.
Better safe than sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Just take some strips of fabric and just tie them around.
All right.
Still have our winter clothes from our trek through the mountains, so nice and thick.
You never knew what you were going to expect out this way, aside from swamp.
Correct.
The plan was for the railroad to continue to here, right?
A road.
Oh, a road. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
From the north, I think.
I am going to use one of our sendings to the Learned Circle to let them know about this, because
It's a good idea.
if they have a bunch of workers coming this way, I'll just send them the gist of what we found out.
Because they haven't made it very far yet, right? Like how
Not particularly.
how past Brobar are they? Like are they at that dead zone?
Well, yeah,
Or-
essentially, so, like, the plan for the road is that there's kind of going from Brolbar up to Pentalot, there's an adjoining road that kind of goes down and follows the shore of the Smoky Gulf. It's essentially going to turn from a 3-way fork into a 4-way fork and head east from that fork. So yeah, they're, like, about 3 days travel in. So, like, they're just kind of getting past the longitude of the mountain range.
Okay.
That's south of that. But yeah, so Azari, you relay that information, and it's Altea that responds. Thank you for informing us. I will let Gath know. I'm sure he will take that pleasantly. But he needs to stay spry, so. Alright. Well, you have 2 uses left of your sending stone, and the rest of you begin, or I suppose a lot of you, continue south. Eventually, some time does pass, and you eventually come to the river, and the fog begins to be left behind you. But now, a classic D&D problem. How are you getting across the river?
How do we cross the river?
No, I also didn't prepare for this. I don't have water rock ready today. Do it the old-fashioned way then.
How wide is it?
It's about 20 feet across. It is quite a nice river.
Well,
Wow.
actually, I have a solution for this.
How deep is it?
Well, you got a stick?
Stick.
Stick.
Yeah,
I
find
cast stick.
I sent Cleo into the river and down to the bottom.
How long does it take before I realize she's dead?
All right.
Goodbye,
she's-
Cleo. Hello, fish. You're my new best friend.
Oh, frig, that's funny. Can I have you make a nature check, Azaria?
Twenty.
You reckon a river like this, maybe at its deeper points, like 10 feet?
River.
Yeah.
I
Is it
promise you, I will not make it across if we swim.
Okay. Well, then in that case, Drac will walk up to it, raise his hands in the air, and part the river. And use control water.
Hold on a minute.
Wow.
Okay.
All right. Hell
Flex.
yeah.
You can have a point of inspiration.
I already have it. Anyone? Anyone inspiration?
Oh, I spent
I
mine.
don't.
Yeah,
I-
take it, Logan.
I want to say, because neither of us were like saying out loud what we were going to do at the same time. You're like, well, then, like about to be like, Nell's like, oh, it's only 20 feet. And then, like, she like grabs the rope and like Misty steps across and then looks back like, oh, well,
Well, this
Okay.
is awkward.
it's fine. I just start like pulling the rope. Oh, well.
Yeah. I had like the exact same idea as Drac, just to a lesser extent. Now they have shape water. Just gonna like part it as I moved.
Just gonna empty
Probably
this
would've
sinking
been
boat with a
easier.
cup.
Yeah.
How long you been able to do that, Drac?
A decent amount of time. We just haven't been around water very much. This would have been really useful in the Smoky Gulf, I think.
That's I was getting to that.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad you know it now.
Yes. So please enjoy walking on dry land around some flopping fishes.
Well, mud,
Ooh.
but
Well.
yeah, but land
Yeah.
nonetheless.
Yes.
Gideon
So-
will just be looking at the water in awe as we pass through it and just be like, wow, Drac, that's neat. Just kind of like freaking out a little bit.
Yeah, kind of like that one scene from what is it, the Prince of Egypt? There, you're like looking in the water and there's like a fish that just swims up, it's like, mwah, mwah, and continues
Yeah.
on. And anyway, so a lot of you get to the other side, and you are not drenched. You're a little muddy, but I'm sure that's something that Gideon can easily clean up. And you continue on your way. So, making your way further down, like this
Wait, what?
landscape,
Making a way.
making your way downtown, walking fast.
Faces passing the home.
Fishes pass.
Oh, true.
Oh.
So,
Well played.
after a few days go by, this landscape is quite nice. Like, aside from the awfulness that you just walked out of with the chronically poisonous fog, apparently, a lot of this landscape is like really untapped. Like, there are just sprawling forests of carnivorous trees, and as you get further south, trees whose hues are beginning to change color as fall and winter nears. But you don't really get into the swamp, so to say, until about 6 days down. If any conversations wanted to be had along the way, you can go ahead and insert your moments, but 6 days will essentially pass pretty uneventfully.
6 from when we landed.
Yes.
Did we want to talk to that skull?
Oh yeah, let's do that.
One of the days, I will cast Speak with Dead.
Let's do an early day in case he tells us something that pivots us.
Yeah, good idea. The next day, we'll do it.
Makes sense.
What should I ask him, gang? How
Who are
did
you?
I?
Like when?
When did you leave here? Like, I kind of want to know if they were from the group of people that like met with my family. So it's like, did you like meet with Goliath on your journey? I guess ask when they left, because the timeline would tell me that answer. But
Okay, so Danny, if you're cool with it, I'll just give questions as suggested by the group, and then we can answer them accordingly?
Sure.
Okay, so when did they leave on their journey?
So, you cast the spell to bring the echo of life that this person had once experienced, only to find that it seems no echo is present.
Cool. That's great.
You retain your spell slot.
Okay. Do I get a sense of why that happened?
Can I have you make... We'll make this a religion check because of your magic source.
Thanks. At this point, my exhaustion would be gone,
Yep.
and
That give
I
them
will
guidance.
I'll
Sure,
also use
I'll
inspiration.
allow it.
Whoa.
Yay, the spell!
Frickin' Baldur's Gate coming in
I was
now.
gonna say,
Yeah.
it makes me think of it now.
Reaction guidance.
Yeah.
I am Shadowheart.
Yes.
Wait a minute, Shadowheart helping Shadowheart?
And then I'm also going to use inspiration.
Sounds good.
Well, I rolled a 6 and a 6.
Okay.
But hey, you get
Uh,
guidance.
I get guidance. A 4, okay, so 16.
Oh, okay. So, the echo that kind of gives life with this spell is kind of a reaching out to the former soul of this individual. You're not, it's along the same lines of how you revivify someone or raise dead. Like, you're basically beckoning the soul back. It's similar to that, but you're not like inviting them to fully return. So, on that logic, you reckon either, and you're not entirely sure if this is how souls work, but maybe the soul's whisked off to an afterlife that doesn't mesh with your beliefs, and so you're not able to reach them, or the soul's been destroyed.
Cool.
A soul is like made of positive energy. So some sort of like every time we go to these druid places, there's void shit around. So it's like a void sickness in the air that just slowly destroys their soul, and then they fall onto the, like, when their soul dies, that they just collapse. That's why they didn't notice even that they were sick and dying. It happened.
That's so sad. To not
That's
even have a
dark.
chance to fight it.
How could you know?
Just as a candle cannot fight the flame.
One of these days, can I take
You're
a look
muted.
at that?
Oh.
I'm muted?
No, it's me. I was trying to
That's me.
speak too. Go,
Oh.
you go first, Ellen.
I'm
I'm
shocked.
muted?
I'm
Excuse
muted?
me?
I've never heard such a thing.
How dare you?
Famous.
I'd like to take a look at that scroll at some point and try to discern more deeply what it is. Maybe I'll show it to Azaria, see if they know.
Yeah. I'll just give it to you because Azaria is also looking at this. This is a Speak with Animals scroll.
Oh, nah.
Oh, sorry, not Speak with Animals. Speak with Plants.
Truly less fun, but that's fine.
Wow.
Baldur's Gate's taught me anything. We
I
should
know,
use
right?
all the animals.
Every single animal has all the answers to everything.
That
Yeah.
chipmunk.
That could have been helpful back in that garden.
Oh,
Well, we could still go back. It's only been a day.
Yeah, if you think it's worth doing.
I don't know.
Yeah. I
Sorry.
don't know.
It's a tough call to make regardless because obviously Druid Enclave, very important.
Yes, with the Druid Enclave, though, we know it only opens with the moon. And I
Mhm.
think we're like 4 weeks. I think we just missed one, right?
That is correct.
So we do have quite a bit of time. If we
Oh.
walk straight there, we'd be there like 10 days
Nice.
early.
Right.
I thought there wasn't anything alive
Mm.
back there.
The plants
'Cause
dead?
didn't you like? Oh, plants. Right. I heard you say it was plants, but I was still thinking about speak with animals.
But
Yeah.
it
It's
might
'cause we all
still be
want
a
it to be.
pertinent point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we
The plants
catch...
could be dead.
Say,
What
did
was
we
that,
even
kid?
catch any vegetation on our way through the city while we were walking around?
I mean,
There
the
was that garden
middle.
at the middle. And that's how
was
Azaria found
overgrown.
out that, like, it seemed like something was chronic about this whole situation.
Was
And
that
all
right?
the
Remember?
plants in there seem dead.
Yeah.
You can't speak with the dead plant.
No.
Do you have to do concentration on both of them?
What about the plants around here? Maybe
If
you
we
could check
only-
in.
I'm just wondering if it might be useful. Wait, Rhea can do this anyways, right? Or a version of it.
I can't understand plants, but I can talk to plants and animals, and they can understand me, and I can like try.
I don't think I can cast this spell, so I'll give it to you anyways.
Oh yeah, I'll take the scroll.
I'm just thinking we don't know what manner of creature the bog beast is, but if we're in this like swamp, maybe there's like, I don't know, more aggressive plants or something, or like we might come up to something that's like more pertinent in this actual swamp part, or when we're underground in the tunnels too.
Yes,
my
if
only
the
thinking.
plants in there were all dead as well, I'm not sure it's worth trying to communicate with them. You can cast speak with dead and speak with plants at the same time.
Oh,
Well, we could speak with them.
Neither of them require concentration.
All right. We're getting somewhere, gang.
Oh gosh.
I mean, I'd be down to do it.
I'm just worried that it might be a waste because it might end up being the same thing that just
I think-
happened with the skull.
Danny could tell us if it would be a waste if he feels like being nice.
I could. You're right.
Oh, okay. That's answer enough for me. Fuck that.
Try this again when you plan to talk to a chair.
Yes.
I just figure if the way we're heading is the way into the enclave, it's more likely that we would get answers in the enclave than anything like above ground in the city itself.
That's true.
We can't do anything for those people now, so.
There's no soul left then.
Yeah, I can't imagine that a plant's life force would be spared.
No. Probably not. Alright, so shall then we continue on?
I think so.
All right.
One of the days I would do the math for it, but Finn left to go get Vesta,
Yep.
and she was working on the roads. So presumably if they're like just at that, like the tip of the mountain, essentially, if they were to head home, they would most likely like almost make that same like journey down that our grandparents made, right? Like that seems like that'd be the quicker way.
Well, hard to say. It depends on like if they decide to take the trainway or the road is
true.
technically faster than walking through the wilderness.
Okay. Well, yeah, based on the timing, because like Finn left like what, like a day before we left or something.
Mhm.
So whatever it is that like I'm like roughly this would be the day that he's arriving. Can I have someone send him a message?
I don't actually have it prepared.
Okay, great.
I do.
Yeah, basically just quickly tell him like there's like this about the fog in Wilta Glen, and kind of like leave it up to him if he thinks it's worth like popping over to the dead zone and seeing if there's anything going on there.
Well, I was also just going to pitch, like I was saying, we do have time before the enclave opens if we wanted to go west and see if there are people there. Like, Wilta Glen, the city, was a druidic city, and I wonder if there is like knowledge to be gained from people who are at least close by.
I would be interested in seeing
I
your
don't-
village.
Well, I just don't know if there's anything like south of here, any other like settlements. Like, there might be.
Yeah.
This might be our last chance to actually talk to anyone, if they're even there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down for that. Like, obviously, we can retcon to say we didn't walk fucking 6 days south before being like, we should have gone west, because that'd be a huge waste of our time, right? Because it's basically we need to start heading west, like just past the river, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Alright. Shall we do that then?
Sure.
Okay, so it's roughly 4 days to get to where Tolna village is.
Okay.
Yep.
And that's from
Well,
from
I
when we
suppose-
landed. I'm just trying
Yeah,
to
so you
keep the
guys
calendar.
essentially crossed the river, kind of did a half day of travel or so, and went, we can divert west first before we go any further.
Okay. So it's the day 4 of travel I already have marked.
Kumblai, you were having a birthday party. Oh no.
Happy birthday, Kumblai!
Oh,
Wow.
Wow.
Happy birthday.
My
Herpy
Facebook didn't
derpy.
say it was your birthday. What's up?
What's up with that?
Oh my god, your Facebook friends? That's nice.
IRLs. I mean, I don't have
Wow.
Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, so I suppose I could show the map since we're doing a lot of map talk anyway. So you guys landed in Wilta Glen here, crossed the river, half day travel, and now heading west. It's going to be the 1 day travel. We'll just call the whole thing 4 days. It's fine.
Okay.
Ninja Turtle themed. What the heck?
oh my
Kumblai,
god!
why are you so cool? Truly. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, so is there anything you guys want to do on the 4 days to Tolna village?
I still think it's worth like having that message sent to Finn just to tell him. Because then I can be like, I will probably follow up in like a 10-day or something, depending, or maybe like a little bit sooner, once you guys have returned, just see if we have any other like information that you can pass along to like the village. So, because presumably like I might have like elven people in my village that have like family that are out here, right?
Right, yeah.
So,
Because the village kind of split and traded people.
yeah. So just like,
Yeah, I'll just send off whatever Nell wants me to.
just kind of like, here's some information. We'll give you some more later.
And he replies back, "Oh, fun. That's terrible." Anyway, yeah, I got Vesta, so we're making our way back, and it's a lot of fun. So, thanks. And that's it.
Cool. All right.
Ooh, Denny, you know what I'm gonna do?
What's that, Drac?
I think at some point on the journey, I will cast another divination.
Ooh.
And I think I will ask... in terms of like the sacrifice, are you cool with me like spending the gold in terms of like making a sacrifice that way?
Sure.
Okay. And then I think my question would be, is pursuing the investigation of the fog in Wildeglen worthwhile to our overall goal?
That's a good question.
So, as you cast this divination,
Considering it is within, 7 days travel of us.
right? So, you burn the incense and the necessary ritual requirements, and as you have done before, you let the smoke fill your nostrils, and the sense of ozone kind of overcomes you, and you are experiencing a vision, but it's all just you kind of go back into the fog, like it's just a foggy vision, and any figures or whatnot are just dark forms out in that fog. You can't quite see them clearly, but you do. I think you can come to a certain conclusion when the form you see is that of a humanoid, and they're attempting to punch the fog as if they were fighting it. Though it might seem a little blunt, you get the sense that this might not be helpful for you.
Okay. I'll relay that back to the group, and it really felt like I was being called out there, but
I'm sorry.
You can't punch your way through
I
the
can't
fog.
punch. No, I can't fix all my problems with random punching. I know.
Not
Sometimes
random.
I-
Many problems.
Decisive
Sure.
punching.
Yes, the figure looked very intent on hurting that fog. It was not working at all.
I'll say it was Grobo sized, so there, I fixed it.
Okay.
But
Don't
that's
feel-
inaccurate because Grobo could punch the fog. So don't spread slander. We all know that to be true.
Yeah, Drac is like saying it was a short guy, but like it was probably.
Yeah, we're all like,
Silhouette
okay.
Clearly, Jack, this
exactly
is not what
his-
you'll tell us.
Yeah, we're like, okay, sure, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a
Okay.
really good liar.
Actually, I believe you've got a flaw pertaining to this. Oh, wait. No, that's Abe and Gideon. All right. So, the 4 days
I
go
don't think
by.
there's anything there for us.
Is there anything that wants to be discussed before you get to Tulna Village, or will the 4 days go by? All right. Oh, that was an
So-
onwards point?
Yeah, it was Almar's point.
I was like, I thought you were like enthusiastically, I've got something.
Go!
You.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Well, a night before you get to Tulna Village, you should get there the next day. And the lot of you set up camp. And aside from that fog in Wildeglen, the city, like I said before, this terrain is like wild, untamed, and quite beautiful in its plentiful natural resources. And like clearly this must have been a place protected by the nearby cultures that had lived here historically. And Azara, as you're wanting to do, you set up your camp or your sleeping bag outside and stare up at the night sky and take your count of the stars. And a point of anxiety hits you as
Oh,
you
no.
take note
No.
in the night sky. A space where once had been a star. And your eyes scan the sky. Another.
No.
Another. And everywhere you look across the night sky, it's almost like just within a certain area, just one star had been plucked away. Like somebody going to a spider's web and removing flies that they've caught. And then not only does that kind of bring you a knot in your chest, and you remember the Druid's words from the Shambling Island, that this likely meant you guys would have maybe a month or two to get the Druids back together and perform the ritual. But you also look to Mota the moon. And you could almost miss it. But it's like at the very center of it. A pinprick of circular darkness. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Excuse me? Excuse me.
I'm glad we only have a week till the next one. It's only a week of me pooping my pants.
Yep.
Hey, was it not last session that, like, you said something about how, like, oh, like, you can't quite see all the stars because of the light pollution or something? I was like,
What does that
did
mean?
you not?
You
Wow.
sneaky boy.
Oh my
I
god.
need to get out of that city.
God damn it.
Huh?
We got a motor.
Get your motor
I'm gonna go back
ready.
into my notes and find exactly how long they said we had, because I think it was more than 2 months.
I don't think it was.
I think in my mind, there's only 2 moon cycles left that we could have possibly gotten this done in.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Also,
That's
at
why
the
I think we made
second
the decision to go
temple,
now.
at the second temple, we were given a more like definitive kind of thought
Yeah.
of time frame too.
Yeah, we were. Oh boy.
Sorry, Balesville. Don't regret my choice now.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh, yeah.
Lordy.
How much of a panic would you have had if you saw the stars vanishing when you were in Balesville?
I would've
I would have laughed. I would have been like, sorry.
We have to go. God.
Well,
That's
Oh dang.
thank you everybody for turning out. Always a great time. And to the players. I would have done this sooner, but it was the middle of the session. Congratulations on reaching level 12.
Oh shit.
Let's go.
Okay.
oh, so
That
strong.
changes things.
So strong.
I can't wait to be level 12 and not be here next week.
Nice.
Yeah, because I believe it's going to be a 4-person session next session.
Mhm.
It is? Oh,
Yeah.
because Adam's gone too.
Adam's
Yeah.
gone.
Wait, who else?
Anthony's gone.
Me.
That's
That's
it.
it.
That's
That's
the
it.
4 of you plus me. Thank you for
Okay.
including me in the count.
Okay, I understand. I was like, I am having a Goatman situation where there's someone else that I'm like thinking of. Okay,
Denny,
Hey.
he was the goat man all along.
Bah.
makes sense.
All right, players, let me know what your health ends up being. Let me know what
You
you're
wanna
going to
roll them
level
right
up
now?
to. No, well, we don't have to do this on camera unless we could do this
Already
in.
rolled
We
a 2.
guys, we have something for the
Oh, the next thing.
yeah
The next thing.
The-
The other thing
yeah.
we do tonight.
yeah
The other
that's
thing.
right.
Okay,
because we
we'll save it.
inadvertently named the session the let's call it a night. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, right.
All right, we'll do it then.
All right. Thank you, everybody, so much for being here. Hope you had fun. If you're not subscribed yet, hey, please subscribe. Your name's going to appear right now down below if you do, provided that you do it while we're live. And then your name will start scrolling
Whoa,
across the
Subscribe
bottom of the
magic.
screen.
right now.
Duh.
Yeah.
But thank you, everybody, so much. Hope you're all having a good time. I'm glad we were able to finally get back into this. And until next Saturday, probably 6 p.m. I don't know why we would change that, but maybe we will. Let's get going. I can't remember how I end
Sorry,
this
what?
thing. May you
How do we end
stay
these?
kind, stay happy, and as always, play Dicely. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.
Later.
Let's get going.